What is up, everybody? We are back on the Thursday night. You know what we do as we come in to the house. You know it is that time. And if it's your first time to the channel, just going to let you know up
No
front.
champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer. No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer.
So we're about to put some down. I'm actually going to have a little bit of whiskey, I think, to start because it's been that kind of week. Thank goodness it's going into a 3-day weekend. What? You want some whiskey? You get some whiskey. Get some whiskey.
I'm a 3-day weekend also, so you know.
There you go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 3 days in the house.
Yes, I work those 3 days.
Somebody has to.
I feel like I did it wrong. I think I've done something wrong.
No, you
As
probably
Mama
did
used
it
to
right,
say,
but, you know.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. So yeah, we'll be thinking about you when we're off Monday. So
You know, I do work those 3 days, but I work at a job where I can have beer during my job.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not a bad thing. It's not
It's not bad. It
I
really,
would
when
totally
it comes right
trade
down to
that, for
it.
sure.
nobody likes a braggart.
I can also have beer at my job on the days that aren't holidays. Like, whenever.
Says the bragger.
Hey, Mal.
Shut it down. 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 Shut it down now.
I'm tired of you bragging up in here. Just saying.
He's on him tonight already.
You could easily work at a brewery. You could if you wanted to. Just saying. You could.
I could. You're right. I could. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a bunch of them that would love to hire you.
Yeah. That's
we lost him. Oh, he's back.
Todd's popping out. It's me. Is in and out.
It's me.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome into Thursday. Appreciate you all. So if you're new here, we kick back, we drink beers, we talk about beer and other stuff outside beer most of the time. And we kind of let the train roll down the tracks because we never know where it's going to go. All we know is you got to be careful of those forest fires.
Welcome you back, man.
So welcome you all back.
I would like to thank the
You thought it was going to be the forest fire one, didn't you? Yeah, to get that curveball.
You hit the wrong button, didn't you?
Like the old deuce on the outside.
Yeah, you just hit the wrong button. You meant to play the forest fire.
I'm welcoming everybody back. That's what I'm doing.
For this gathering of the biggest body of people
Biggest
in this
body.
country, in this universe, all over the world now, reaching out because the love that was given me, and this time I will repay you now. Love you.
See, you thought I was going to go for the fire thing, and I wasn't yet because I wanted to show the love for the people that are actually here right now. But on the forest fire.
I know a place that's peaceful and quiet, a place where animals play. It's called a forest, but every year we start forest fires. A careless match, a cigarette, and poof, fire. So the next time you're in the forest, be extra careful, okay?
What was that played on?
If you knew it was me, would you have listened?
Like, what the hell?
What did you say? Poof.
It's a poof.
Yeah. I probably would never get
Like the
tired of that
voice is
commercial.
like nothing like you would think. Is like this for sure. Like
Yeah.
Playboy Max or something. I don't know. Whatever the streaming service might be nowadays.
That was like some lady chatterly like
yes.
type
Register-
thing or something.
Register
Yeah.
Diaries. You know.
Late night Max is doing PSA.
Exactly. Yes.
So for those of you in the chat, new poll out. I'm trying to do polls every show. So the poll this week, because I really can't think of anything like that. How many beers on average do you drink a week? Is it 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 12, or 12 plus? Oh, anonymous. Don't be afraid to put your answer in there. Just drop it on in. Just kind of curious. We already got 100% at 12 plus.
Or the other answer is yes, I have a problem. I'd like to check myself in.
You always have to remember you're not an alcoholic unless you go to class. So
Don't be a quitter. Don't be a quitter.
But as far as beer, I say beer, my lips just start watering right there. I'm going to start out with one here, which I'm going to have some bourbon with it. It's like a Boilermaker type feel, right? So this is going to be, I got to get over here because I got the other camera up. Oh, can't do it that way. Got to do it that way. See, that's the only thing with the shadow. There we go.
Hey, you
The
guys
hop.
teamed up.
Whoa. What is that?
Just
What is-
coincidence. Quinky dink. That quinky
What is,
dink.
Why
what
did I
is
get
that?
left out of this? That's not cool.
It wasn't on purpose.
What is that? Jinx you're supposed to do or
I got
something?
skipped, man. That's,
Here, I'm gonna
that's
change
awful.
it then. I'll go for that one for the second one.
So it's a Hop Bullet Magnum Edition Imperial IPA, 9.5% ABV. It is out now as a limited release. So if you want to pick it up, make sure you grab it. Haven't had this version of it. I've had the old Hop Bullet back in the day. So looking forward to checking that out. And I'm going to also have that while sipping on a little small batch, 1792. I finally decided to pick this up. Oh, shit. It's about to get crazy up in here. We got
No, it's
Shannon
not.
in the
You've
house.
been drinking for like 9 hours, so it probably is.
Oh, get ready. Yeah, we about to get crazy.
That was kind of a
It's so
letdown.
funny that Shannon's here because I got like a Miller Lite story in the beer news. So it's funny that she's here.
Oh, I'm super excited because I'm such a Miller Lite
You like your Miller Lite.
connoisseur.
You like your Miller Lite. Don't
I
act like you
mean,
don't.
I could drink a Bud Light. I could but I'm interested,
Oh, yeah. But who wants to go next with their beer? I mean, Todd's got the Magnum as well. Todd, you're a Magnum man now.
We always
Hop
have
Bullet.
magnums. Ain't nobody ever. Well, not in my case.
Hang on.
Maybe yours, but not
I
mine.
gotta do something real quick because it was very foggy. You need to clean that off. See, I think I liked it better the other way.
Putting fingerprints all over it.
Shannon's the camera worker. So are you going to drink yours, Todd? Are you going to
No,
go with that
I
one?
am.
Okay.
I'm not gonna,
So Todd's got what I got.
Deteriorate the effect of it.
So,
Actually,
Mal,
I only picked it up because I saw your go get last weekend or whatever. Whenever you got it, I was like, and I saw it. I was like, oh, I gotta get it.
Oh.
Rod got it, so it must be.
I don't think I've ever seen Rod in a white hat. You're like rocking the white.
That's why I said this is all.
yeah, I put this on. I'm doing a different camera.
It's like
right
Even
now.
low
the
and low
white
and white.
headphones. Like he is color coordinating.
Oh, these are they're coming. They're actually gray, but they're coming through white, I think.
Well,
But-
you know.
The funny thing is, I just did get some new headphones that are white because it was a pretty good deal at Best Buy that I just ordered. That are
Have
coming
you tried them?
Saturday.
Oh, you haven't got them yet. You just ordered.
No. I actually got 2 pair because it was such a good deal. I said, well, I'll just get both. They
Exactly.
gave me a reward certificate. I'm like, well, what am I going to use this for? Oh, wait a minute, they got these on sale. Let me get a couple of those.
Another headphone.
Yeah. Because I'm rough on the ones, especially when they're wired. I trip over and step on them, and it's like,
But the
Gotta get
wired
another
one
one.
seems so much better and more reliable.
they are on the
Like-
live streams here. Like this is Bluetooth right now, which is actually doing okay. But when it's plugged in, like on the computer I have, it's a Beats computer. So I get more bass and all kind of stuff when I have it wired in versus Bluetooth. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But Mal, what do you got to drink? Shannon drinks a Miller Lite. I'm just saying. But go ahead.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I know what she's drinking.
I'm attempting something and I'm scared about it. I bought the revamped Fat Tire.
Ooh, this will be good.
So Fat Tire was my crossover beer. It was my very first craft beer that I fell in love with. And I have not yet tried their new version. And it looks like a PBR from a distance, by the way. Anyone seeing that?
Yeah.
It looks like a PBR from a distance. So first of all, I'm hating the can art.
So you already decided how the beers.
Yeah, you're already on that side of the fence.
Mal's already hitting them on. She's already hitting them on the can art, folks.
Shots fired.
I feel like she's like, I don't know anything about that beer or anything, but what I read from that was you had something like that was amazing, and now you got this new one, and you're scared because you're afraid that it's going to disillusion your thought of the first one because this one's going to suck. But I kind of already feel like you're giving it an unfair.
Well, you know how
the can and realize I don't love the can.
Well, you know they do a new recipe to actually make something better. Not New Belgium. They said just scrap it and we'll do a whole different style.
Yeah.
And
Don't try to make one thing.
Yeah, I guess
and it was
Apparently
their
now it is.
flagship. They got rid of their
It's a whole
flagship
new beer,
essentially.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Recipe and all.
But
Oh,
Rod,
Miles got the flashlight test going. Yeah.
She's checking it out thoroughly.
Yeah, I'm
you're
a
not
little
gonna.
confused
You
though, because I
already
thought
don't like it.
wasn't the original Fat Tire an amber? Because
Yes,
this is
that's what I
definitely
am.
golden.
Yes, it is. Good call.
It's
Good
gonna be
call.
awful now. It's gonna be the worst beer you've ever tasted.
It's
It is a
not
golden.
the
It
worst
was-
beer I've ever tasted. Believe me, because I've had Steel Reserve watermelon. There is nothing worse than that.
Oh, why? Why would
I
you
think
do
there
that?
might be.
That was my only drain pour in over 12 years. That was my only drain pour was Steel Reserve watermelon,
They should have
and
left
I'll
it
never go
alone.
back. But all right.
Here we go.
Down the hatch.
Yeah, it smells fine.
It's probably good. It's just not what you're used to.
It's okay.
Oh, there's a little bit of the old flavor. I don't know what malts they used in the original versus now, but there's a similar flavor there. It's just not as dark. I don't know. It hits kind of the same, just a little bit lighter.
You're like the first
Um,
person I think I've heard say that.
No.
Which is fine. Which is fine.
We all taste.
I just mean the malts hit the same. The malts hit
Yeah.
the same. There's like a wooden flavor at the back of the throat. Like I remember that from the old one.
Got a little wood, folks. You got a little wood.
I
There
know.
we go.
Right. Like, that was too easy.
That's what
You
she
should've-
said.
It was.
That's what
It
she
was
said.
too easy. It was.
That is what she said, actually.
No,
That is
you
what
It
she
is.
said.
Yes,
should have
she
left
said
that
that.
alone because everybody was thinking you were going to make a comment. I was thinking I'm going to make a comment about that, but I'm like, no, everybody's going to think I'm going to make a comment, and I didn't. And then I went to you, and you made the comment.
You blew it, Rod. You blew it.
Well, you didn't make the comment.
Guessing.
No pun intended, but you blew it.
They've come here long enough. They know somebody's gonna make that
That-
comment. If it's not gonna be me, it's gonna be you probably.
Well,
So.
Here we are. Here we are.
The aftertaste falls flat though. Not loving the
I mean,
aftertaste.
yeah,
So it goes from fat to flat.
So would you buy it again?
yeah. Flat tire.
No.
Flat tire.
Now would you buy it again?
No. There's too many good craft beers out there. When it was the original thing, I bought it so many times it was ridiculous. I was helping keep that company going. I was
I mean,
all over that. But
in a sense, that was kind of the OG of like
Yeah.
starter craft beers for people. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, it was.
So when
Well, out of Colorado, it was
my cousin
That's pretty
Pat,
good.
which Rod, you know, my cousin Pat,
Yeah.
Call of Duty, whatever. He used to bring fat tires all the time. And back then, I was like, wasn't really into craft beers, whatever. I'm like, oh, you're bringing that, like, you only bring that so nobody else will drink it, so you got more to yourself.
Well,
But then as
it's-
I got into it,
Rod,
it's like,
you've
that was
tried this
kind
one
of-
before, right?
I have
What?
not tried. I have not tried that yet, or
Oh, I have
the
not tried
Sam
it.
Adams revamped.
I'm,
I will.
I'm getting like a soapy
I need to get-
taste, like right
Yeah.
near the middle. Like there's like a soapiness. I don't know. I guess that maybe they were trying to go floral. I don't know.
I know Dave wasn't a huge fan. Beer in front. I know he wasn't
I've-
as huge on it. Yeah,
Well,
I'm
I'll
with
say.
you.
I
I've
mean,
not heard many people say anything good about the.
but it's just like you took your flagship beer and wrecked it. Like you just crashed it for no reason.
I know why. That's what I was going to say. Is like, why mess up a good thing that you were known for? Like, why change that? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I bought a 6-pack, and I
Tell
will
me
finish
why.
the 6-pack, but I won't be
Yeah.
buying more. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's.
I got a
can rate
question
it.
about
You say,
Wow.
"Hey, Chew, I got something for you." Yeah,
I
go
got a
ahead, Shannon.
question.
yeah, there you go.
Yes, Shannon, what's up?
and it's about the beer that she's drinking.
Okay.
So you said that before you had the version before that. When you drank that, did you know that it was like only for a limited time?
That's not a limited time, though.
Oh no, that's her new formula. That's forever.
That's
right now.
they're
Forever.
doing
But
beer
did they,
now.
when
Forever?
you had that first one, did you know they were going to change the
no,
formula
no,
to
no.
Oh
another?
no,
that
that
was-
was years. That came out
Okay.
years and
That would
years
be
ago.
like Miller Lights.
Buying
Miller
another,
Lite. Yeah.
so
No, revamping the Miller Light. Like, we're
Miller
doing
Lite had
something
it.
different, but yeah.
what was the name of the beer?
Fat
Fat
Tire?
Tire.
Fat tire.
Flat Tire, and what was the specific beer?
Fat Tire.
But that's the
They just-
brand, not the.
No,
No,
that's-
New Belgium. New Belgium.
Belgium.
Brewery, Fat
So
Tire.
when you were, was it at other New Belgium you tried, or it was just a whole thing?
No, they revamped the whole
Oh,
formula.
They got rid of one recipe and put a new
Okay.
recipe.
I thought.
Yeah.
See,
It'd be like if Miller Lite added rice.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Somebody
Say
else does
no,
that,
Like,
yeah.
no, like, but like, we're gonna switch this a bit and then
Right. But what
whatever.
I was thinking is that she had a beer, and then like a year later, they came out with another version of that beer from the same company. But it's a whole new company you're trying.
No, it's
No, same company, whole new recipe.
Hey,
same.
Whole
now,
new
listen,
recipe.
I'm not going to understand what I've gotten myself
it's the
into, so
same-
let's just move on.
It's the same company, same beer, but they rebranded the beer and changed it a little bit
Okay.
from the
Gotcha.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm just saying I'm not going to understand where we're going, so let's just move on.
Well, shout out to the old
But
recipe.
you didn't make me understand. To Shannon's conversations
Yeah.
that she thinks is going somewhere.
Yeah.
To the
I
old
raised the
New
glass, but I
Belgium
don't
fat
think I should
tire.
raise the new one to the old one.
No, it's the old New Belgium to now.
Well,
That's
here-
probably that's probably good. Like,
so
should play the tabs for that.
the synopsis of this
Ooh,
thing
synopsis.
was
I like
you
it.
liked the
I like
flat
big-
tire
that's
that was
making that
before better than you like the flat tire that's now.
Hey, Shannon, it's Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Clear.
There you go.
No.
There you go.
Pepsi,
That's what they
Pepsi
did.
Clear.
Yes.
I love
Oh,
an
Pepsi
analogy.
Clear, whatever.
Don't you put that on Coke? Don't you put that on Coke? That was Pepsi that did that shit.
That's what they did. They changed the whole
Don't do
recipe
that.
and
Don't
still
do
called
that.
it, the
Don't
same
you
brand.
dare.
Gotcha.
Coke did new Coke, but it wasn't as bad. Well, it actually was as bad as Pepsi Clear.
That
They
was
both
pretty
screwed
bad.
up. They both did pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, are we doing
And yet
anything
they got
naughty
and
if
yet they
it's
got rid of
clear?
Tab. Tab was the one that fell out when you guys were messing around making Pepsi Clear and new Coke, and you hated Tab.
No, Tab does not use aspartame, and I will buy Diet Tab. They don't use aspartame. Tab is the best.
Now, my mom and dad's good
I love
friends.
the Tab.
Daughter drank Tab before Tab was even like a really popular thing. Like, who drinks Tab? They drank Tab all the freaking time.
I think it was like in the 80s when they were doing
It's
jazz
It's like
aerobics.
Champion, the brand Champion.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s when they were doing jazzercise or jazz aerobics or whatever it was back then, they'd be drinking Tab afterwards. So once that went out of style, so did
Because
Tab.
Tab was diet and didn't have any calories. In the
I think-
80s women, they weren't worth living unless they looked good, like a little
Can't you
straw and some leotards.
You need a
Yeah.
Tab to get into the leotard. Yeah.
You should still
yeah.
buy Tab though. If you, isn't it
I
still
think
out
I don't think it's still out there. I think it's
Is
not
it
out
not?
there anymore. I don't
there?
believe
I
so.
thought it was.
I think it's somewhere. There's no way it's.
I thought it was.
Hey Siri.
We did like T-shirts of the Super Bowl losers. We sent them to another country. You can't get it here. You can get it overseas somewhere probably.
It's
Some
called
third
the
world
Big
country.
Game Rod.
I found this on the web.
Oh, I guess they do that.
More important question, Rod, is how much did you pay for your hot bullet?
Uh,
Do you remember?
I want to say it was the 6-pack for $9.99 or something, maybe something like
Yeah,
that.
okay. I think
Yeah.
that's what I think it was.
They don't
nine-
usually run up.
It was
$9.99 or
$9.99
$10.99 or
$10.99. I
something,
can't
something
remember.
like
Yeah,
that.
it was- yeah. I think it was $10.99 actually. Now I think about it, I was like,
They don't
okay.
usually
I
run
saw
up- they
you.
don't-
I saw you bought it the week before. I was like, I'm gonna get
Oh
this.
my god, it was discontinued in 2020.
Oh, it was okay.
I thought it was. They don't run up the prices on Sierra Nevada as much, so
I'm
usually pretty
gonna
good.
I'm coming up with a.
It's pretty good.
Let me get shout out to the chat. Let's get the chat involved here. We got Al Shafe in the house. Hey, Al. Call me Al. I'm gonna get a copyright strike if I keep messing around. Ain't I?
And you are.
I better stop doing it.
No, you're not, 'cause you do it for like 2 seconds. You're good.
That's all. Sometimes 2 seconds is all you need, Shannon. That's it.
That's hey, see,
Hey,
that's
that is not what she said.
That is
That's
not.
not-
Yeah. 2 hours,
Maybe-
way too long.
Maybe it was a long day. She said that.
20 minutes is the best. 20 to 30 minutes. If it's really good, we'll go to 30 minutes. But 20 minutes, like, I don't know why you men think that we want to be there for 3 hours. Like, Jesus Christ. No. Like, you drank too much tonight.
Sounds like a guy. The game's about to come on. Let's wrap
No,
this
that's
up.
really funny. That happened to us the other night.
What?
When so there I have a sleeping pill. I didn't get it. I'm like, went blah blah blah. Todd had to go and he's like, all right, and he had the ribeye he was gonna put in the what's that thing called?
Air fryer.
Air fryer. And so he's like, I'm like, I went like well, you go and get it. And he's like, yeah, I just want to be back. He left at like 6:15. Pharmacy's like 5 minutes away. So he sat there forever. And it was like 15 minutes after the game started. And he came home and I was in the room, and usually he'll come in and I'm like, he's pissed because somebody cut in front of him too in the line, which really pissed him off.
Well, it was kind of my fault because I was, giving the gap, thinking she might drive through, not getting in line. I was like, well, come on through. And she cut right in front of me. And then I was like, you freaking,
Yeah,
every
you-
name in
He's
the
giving
book,
me a
man.
play-by-play on text.
I'm like,
And so
You gave her the
I
opening.
thought you were
You
driving.
gave her the opening, though. You gave her the
You're
opening.
in front of me. I'm like, there's already 10 cars in front of me. Why would I ever let you in front of me?
I love though that Todd came home. He missed the first
Todd's like he's Ricky Bobby, that lady's cow. Like, you
No.
can't win.
I did. I
Yeah.
turned the bright lights on her, and it's like,
He's like, this bitch just cut in front of me too, and I'm and like 5 minutes before he's like, this line is so long. I'm gonna
I mean,
be
it's no
here
joke.
forever.
I sat there for 45 minutes for
You
sure.
probably did.
No, I
yeah.
know I did.
That's hilarious.
And so anyway, he comes home
So Vanessa,
and he gets in. I'm in the bedroom and the door
Yes,
open, and usually he'll come in like, hey. Well, he comes in, he does this thing, and he's just like, he just stays out. I'm like, oh my God, he's so pissed. And I come out, I'm like, I didn't think it would take. I'm sorry it took that long, but thank you. Come over or do something. He's watching the game. I crawl on top of him. I mean, a Rice Krispie treat. And I'm like, I'm so sorry it took that long. And I'm like,
so
"Wow."
get off. I'm trying to watch the game.
No, I'm not gonna say it yet. He did say it eventually. So I get up. I'm like, I'm so.
Move out of the way. I can't see the
I'm
TV.
like, I'm so sorry, and I'm blocking the TV, and then I have a Rice Krispie treat, and I'm like, that took a really, and he's like bitching about it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're sad, and I'm like, here, have a bite of my Rice Krispie treat while I'm blocking the TV the
I
whole
was
time.
like, no, get out of my
No,
way.
and I'm like, it'll make you feel better. It'll make you feel better. And he was like, and then finally he was like, get out of my way. I'm like, I know you are.
Oh.
Now, I
Anyway,
mean, if you came naked or something, that might be a different story.
I don't think it would have been.
I mean,
Was this during the championship? Was this during the championship Monday night? No. It was the Indiana must have been Indiana basketball
Tuesday
game. Man.
night. It was like
Nah.
didn't matter. It didn't make any difference.
Oh, I'm gonna test that theory out, and you'll be like, "Damn it, I want to."
Let's just cheers everyone. We got Emerson in the house. Cheers, my friend. Great to see you, brother.
Hi, Emerson.
What's up, Emerson?
Yes, hello to Emerson. Vanessa, type of mushroom goes poof. Yeah.
You're forgetting to do the hand motion. Did you see?
I'll let you guys do the hand. You guys are the poofettes. The poofettes.
You're a poofette.
Poofette.
Don't believe them, Mallory.
Boba's awkward cousin.
Poofette.
Poofette.
Meds.
No? Nobody?
Meds can always. Yeah.
Nobody's getting
No.
that. Okay, that's cool.
No.
Chat. if
Must
you
be a
got
must be a millennial thing.
Oh God!
that. Dude, it was a Star Wars joke, you weirdo.
He's poking. He's trying to cause trouble.
She hates me calling a millennial.
Because I'm not.
Cheers, Rod Todd and Mal slamming some Voodoo Ranger 9%. Nice, New Belgium. Oh hell, Shannon's here too. Let's get shitty. Cheers.
Yeah, of course, Emerson. Of course.
No, I'm gonna try being good tonight.
She's
Now,
gonna try.
keyword
She's gonna
is
try.
trying.
hey, we always have to try. We have to try many times before we succeed.
Vanessa said,
Like-
hi, Shannon. Happy New Year, because she didn't see you last week.
Oh,
She's been on for a while, so
Yeah. Well, but not in the New
Oh,
Year.
now
But,
me
yeah.
and Mal's and Rod's next.
But she got us for New Year. She was here when we were here last week.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
But we do get separated to the second hello of Mallory, Todd, and Rod, where Shannon was on the first by herself. So
You know what? You just look too deep into it. Is what you're doing.
we got Blue in the house. Cheers, Blue.
Hi, Blue.
Happy Thursday, my friend. Is Blue coming to Toronto in July?
Yeah. At least that's what I heard. I hope so.
That's the word of the street, Blue. You better be up there.
Yeah. I want him to be. I'll miss him too much if he doesn't.
Hello. Yes, I thought it was a PBR. So Vanessa thought it was a PBR when you held it back there too. I didn't see the PBR as much because usually they get the big red label.
Now I think it's kind of the white can, sort of bluish.
Yeah, when you do it like that, yeah.
You know what I mean,
can
like
see
that, yeah. At first glance, maybe, but
Well, you know what? I just had this thought. And I was like, you know why I think the beer community is so good? It's because, you know, you got people that like IPAs and you like people that don't. And it's just like you all judge me. I mean, not, you don't, just let me finish.
You don't judge.
I know, just let me finish the sentence because I'd interrupt that sentence too. But like, but we kind of like, you look at this and you're like, and I look at the IPAs and I'm like, no fucking, I don't want to drink. That's awful. And you look at what I drink and you're like, that's awful. But we all find a common ground.
I've never said that's awful. I drink Miller Lite time to time.
Yeah, no, me too.
You're one of those people that listen to respond.
You know, brewers. You know, a lot of brewers drink Miller Lite, that kind of stuff too. They can't drink all IPA stuff all day. A lot of them drink macro stuff.
No. I'm so glad you all proved my statement wrong.
No, but you're right though. It's drink what you like.
Yeah,
and
and it's just like something like people are so separated in this world by their like radical beliefs. And beer, I mean, I know I'm sounding a little crazy, sentimental here, but it's like beer is just like a lot of things in life that are not that important, but bring people together that would never come together if they actually were like, I believe this, I believe that. But you put that shit aside.
Joy and happiness.
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
See, you should watch my interview piece on the Facebook page.
With who?
At VidCon when I was interviewed. It's on the community tab too on the channel when I got interviewed because I talk about beer being the ultimate elixir, bringing people together.
Yes.
Decisions being made. So yeah.
Like why we wouldn't all know each other if it wasn't for, you know, something people abuse and give their whole life up for. But you know, here we are.
Here we are.
That's a valid point for sure. Like,
it's a lot cheaper than meth. A lot cheaper than meth too. We're not going to go to jail over it.
I just want you to know I didn't think about what I just said. It just came out.
But that's totally true though.
That's what we love about you, Shannon.
I'm glad you love it about me because
Vanessa takes us down that path. Hardwood or softwood.
I met Rod through beer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't know each other.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like I met Rod through beer. And
I met Mal through beer.
We didn't know each other's beliefs before that. We didn't care. We just knew we liked. We were interested in something as simple or as complicated it is, but it's just something that like people might have different beliefs and different things, but we can always find something we have in common that we can connect with each other.
You know why, Shannon?
But the cool thing.
go ahead. You know why? You know why?
No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer. No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and
that
beer,
was
beer, beer.
a little too serious there.
Yeah, I'm gonna step in and say that beer is a girly drink. Thank you very much. Just saying.
No,
well, technically, the first brewers were women, so you can't, yeah.
The thing also is like a good majority of the people we've actually, you know, personally hung out with, you know, with you and you, Mel, and Joe and
Eric, yeah.
We've met them all personally. We met you guys all personally, and that's amazing. Like,
beer
why
and
would
technology.
you not? You know, I mean, like, wouldn't know anybody from Adam, but we're not that far apart from each other either. So we've actually been able to hook up and hung out.
Wait, we didn't hook up. Unless
you know what I mean.
It was that kind of gathering. They always said Todd and Shannon was swingers.
What'd you do when we were there? What'd you do?
If me and Todd were swingers,
you had to go there, Mal, didn't you? You had to go there, didn't you?
If me and Todd were swingers, we could.
And on this point, I'm going to the bathroom.
If me and Todd were swingers, we could.
That's what you did with Chew. I knew it.
Yeah, listen. I mean, whatever. I don't judge swingers.
Wait, that sounded like Chew's voice. Is he there?
I'm okay. If you think I'm not a swinger, but if you think I am, then I'm okay. Whatever you want to think I am. That's a you problem, not a me problem. I know I'm not a swinger, but I don't judge people that are. And I'm not saying I will never. I mean, I don't plan on being a swinger, but you just never know where life is going to lead you.
Hey, it's
I
all with,
never know where the conversation's gonna lead either.
Me neither. Me neither.
it's all what floats your boat or your canoe in some cases. So yeah.
And especially as a couple, like if that's what makes you last and makes you happy, because we all need different things to be happy or whatever, you know. And just because this makes me happy or unhappy doesn't mean that's going to make you happy or unhappy. So you do you, you know. I'm like, why would you want to be?
Me. Well, you do you as part. You can do you if you want, or you can do whatever. I mean, it's all whatever you guys.
Yeah, and if I don't like what you do, and if I meet somebody, I'm like, I don't like that, I don't agree with that, then I don't have to be a part of it, and I can go on my path.
Chew, if you're there and in distress, put your hand in the screen.
Oh, and then also forgot Tom Beer Whisperer. Don't leave him out because I actually met him also. So
yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah.
But it's like the red string theory. That's, you know, I wanted to get another tattoo. I just wanted to get a red string around my pinky.
Wait a minute, did you get a tattoo?
No, I've got two.
She has a tattoo.
But
I didn't know you had it. I didn't know you had a tattoo. Okay.
Two, yeah. I have one on the back of my neck and one on my ankle.
Okay.
But they're little.
Let me see the ankle one. Get your foot up there.
No, I hate that one.
That one's when she was like 18.
I've probably showed that to you.
That was spring break 19.
No.
Wait, is it the Tasmanian devil?
No, that would be a tattoo he would have got, but he didn't.
Not Tasmanian devil.
The Bren and Stimpy. But so when I was like obsessed with Todd when we worked at UPS, and he wouldn't give me the time of day.
Well, Shannon was stalking Todd, is what she means. But go ahead.
That's what we all say, Rod, but not her. Not her. This is a different story.
I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm like, a stalker actually finds the person they're looking for, right?
You did, didn't you?
No, Robin was like, they live in this neighborhood, me and my mom, and it was.
Yeah, well, you drove off in the wrong neighborhood looking for me, which is even worse than stalkerish.
That's an amateur stalker that don't know what they're doing.
Point proven, I guess, sort of.
And then I gave up after. I'm like,
hey, everybody needs a hobby, but yeah, while you were stalking Todd,
needless to say, I'm good.
Once again, Chew, if you're there and in distress,
you're being too
give me a sign.
I blinked twice.
Oh.
But where was this going? It was
hard talents.
Hard maple or had maple? What stores you? I love hard maple.
No, I had
Sound Rod. Remember the fallen and when they fell. Oh, did you stand up? Yeah. Well, I was doing taps for the old fallen, I guess, New Belgium beer. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get.
I guess that just is in the military blood.
Yeah.
Which sugar compounds do you prefer? I've not done chemistry in a long time.
Sugar compounds? What do you mean?
I like the sweet one.
In 2020, so it's out there, but it might not be fresh.
Yeah.
It's like the IPA that, what was that, Eric bought? Like 6 years old.
6 year, he bought the 6-year Brooklyn beer.
Is it a Best Buy date, Best Buy this, or Best Used By? Like, do you ever see anything that says, do not eat this after this date? It's expired or it's best used.
Usually it's Best Buy, as I see.
Yeah, Best Buy.
Yeah, and that's a very like manipulative way to.
Well, milk will be like.
But I've also said I've seen FDA say sometimes the Best Buy you can actually go longer than that depending on what the product is.
Yeah, that's the date that the stores can't sell no more.
It's kind of like when you got these cars down, it's like 2 miles to empty or whatever. And then you get to 0. There's like, I watched a Dateline one time. They were like, it says 0. How many more miles can you drive it until it actually runs out of gas?
I thought the regular was like 30 on that, right?
Yeah, it's like 20, 30. And I did that. I was at work.
Yeah.
I've never got down. Well, I mean, this is my first car that actually tells me when
I was
when
gonna
it's
say,
like no
first
more
time,
miles,
really?
no more miles left, and it was like 0. And I was at work, and I live a mile. I was like, I drove home to get something in the middle of the day, and I drove back, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 0, it's 0. But I'm like, I watched that Dateline episode, and it said it's not really 0, and I'm like, I'm good. And then, I mean, I didn't push it though. I did
You're
go.
good until you're not.
I went to
And
the
then
gas
so you
station.
did run out of
Like,
gas then.
It was like 500 feet from where I work, so I did get some gas.
So how many people pull over and help you push the car?
I didn't run out of gas because
Well,
everything works out
Well,
for me.
I was trying to mix you up there to see
Like
if,
that.
see if you're telling the truth.
Yeah,
No,
it's
what's that? Have
2020.
you watched that show called Shrinking on HBO? Shrinking.
I have not.
It's
I
got
have not
Harrison
seen that one.
Ford and Jason
Jason Segel.
Yeah, Jason Segel. And they're both therapists, and they're like doing all this. Like Harrison Ford's an old therapist, and he's got like Parkinson's, like in the beginning, but he's not telling anybody. And Jason Segel, he's
Hey.
going through a divorce, and then he starts telling his patients, like, fuck them. Like,
I think
you
it's on
do
Apple. I
this,
think
you
it's
do
on
that.
Apple, isn't it?
Apple, yeah. I mean, it's pretty damn
That's good. Yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
pretty good. You can watch it.
Yeah, like Vanessa, you're stretching your relatives' palates. Try this, try that. If they drink the Miller Lite, try to get them like on something like a golden. You can do something of a
So we can give the beer
Um,
industry more money because they're more expensive, right?
well, no, it's just if you're trying to go craft beer or certain styles,
Oh.
you can kind of switch over to off the macro. Like
Yeah.
I won't say the new Belgian Golden that Mouse drinking possibly, but there are some good golden ales that can
Love
kind of
Belgian.
Yeah.
give them away, get them into
Paying
the
for
macro
also the
side.
quality.
Honestly,
Because
I-
you
Your
can't
beer
just jump in.
quality-
A
Okay.
cream ale is
Paid
good.
for the
A cream ale
person
is a
that
good
brewed it.
segue.
Cream ale, yeah, cream ale's a good one
Cream
as
ale's
well.
a great
Well,
segue.
in the higher ABV also.
Hey, I
so-
mean, like,
I'm just saying, like,
as long as the people that are paying for it are okay with paying for it, then
that's mass produced,
JT's in the house. Cheers, JT.
you know.
Hey,
What's up, Jay?
JT.
Oh,
Got an
JT
interesting-
Liz also
I got an
has
interesting beer to talk about in the beer news as well. With
JT.
kind of interesting because you'll know because it's Louisiana, it's kind of a Mardi Gras type beer, so it's kind of interesting, kind of what they're doing.
JT and Liz
Girly
were
drinks, right? Yeah.
Cheers.
Of course, now
Vanessa.
you say now girly drinks, you might get in trouble on some stuff, I guess. Like, yeah,
probably
drink
so.
stouts year round. I like that. I believe that.
Yes.
Vanessa. Yes.
Who cares if it's cold or hot out? Drink.
I'll be having a couple stouts. I'll be having a couple stouts here too in a second. Choose in the basement right now at Todd's house.
Yep.
he's all bundled. He's all tied up at the moment.
Usually we keep people in the basement at Paul's house, but tonight choose at Todd's.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Catamaran.
Well, Shannon utilized her soccer skills, and now my husband's there. I know. I get
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
have many soccer skills.
Yeah.
I played soccer forever.
Soccer, stalker,
Oh, I
stalker,
thought you said
Soccer skills.
soccer skills.
Like,
What's
yeah.
that? Potato, whatever.
like,
it
I'm
doesn't
a
matter.
soccer
It's all-
pro.
it's all
Does
good.
that mean you're kicking him? What are you doing?
I don't know. I was just
She's-
following where you were.
She's
leading.
tightening the
That's-
chain
that's
on his
what I
feet.
thought, too.
Aw, poor
What's going
Chew
on
got kicked.
Oh my god! Now I'm like, no, he's not down there because I'd be like, oh, friend, I'm sorry.
Believe me, you
Ooh.
wouldn't want him right now. He has the flu. It's atrocious.
Oh,
He
Well,
called
where's
it-
he at now?
He's
Is he laying in bed?
downstairs.
Okay.
He's downstairs. He's sleeping in the armchair, but he's been in and out of fever for 4 days, and he just
Ooh.
feels awful. Poor thing. But yeah, he
You know,
called
you
off
should-
sick from work today, and so yeah, poor Chew.
Well, if he's got a fever, you should have got him some cowbell. I got-
I want to know how many hours.
I will
maybe you didn't hear that.
No, we
I
are.
will recommend that to him and say that it was your idea.
That was not a cowbell. That was the cymbals on the drums.
For the joke, you never seen Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
It's
more
a joke.
cowbell. I have a
I need more cowbell.
I bought a cowbell.
And Christopher Walken says, "I have a fever, and what I need is more cowbell."
Yeah.
So it was a joke. So in a joke, you hit the rim shot from the drums.
Do the ba-dum-bum.
A
Yeah.
cowbell. I have no idea what a cowbell is. Do I, Todd? I don't know what a cowbell is.
She knows what a cowbell is.
I bought a cowbell.
You don't have any cows.
You know, when you brought that in, I thought it was Chew's hand.
Unless you guys are.
The drumsticks in.
Well, I thought there was
No, it's a drumstick.
Unless you guys are Mississippi State fans now, go to Mississippi State game. They do all the cowbells. All you need now, Todd, is a jug to whistle him, to blow into. Yeah. So Vanessa used to be a food inspector, so she inspected foods well past their dates. Robert's in the house. Cheers, Robert. Every time my wife and I go to a beer place, my wife asks for the beer that is most like Bud Light. Yeah, because if you're used to drinking mackerel, yeah, but a good beer tender at the brewery will be able to get you into something craft that can kind of start making that switch over, and you'll start to find stuff that you can enjoy.
So when we go, or me and my brother, if I go with you or my brother, and I'm like, I look at the menu, I'm like, I'll find something, but I'm like, if there's not a Hefeweizen or a wheat or like the styles I like, I'm like, what's your lightest beer? And then they'll give me something, and I'm like, okay, I like that. Your lightest beer is what I always say.
But you're more apt to try things than your brother is, for sure.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'll try anything.
Well,
once.
no, there for a while. I got you drinking, you know.
No, and I
variety
still
of
do.
different things,
And that's
but
when we go to breweries.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You'll
because
drink more than he would,
I know
for
what
sure.
I like. I'm like a wheat, a German,
Well, no, not
a
even
pale
that, but
ale, a
he's-
cream ale,
He's the same, you know, like pale ale.
whatever.
Just to comment to Robert there, don't be concerned about her asking about what's closest to Bud Light. As a GM at a brewery, I'm telling you, we get asked that a lot, and it doesn't offend. I mean, what is problematic is when someone comes in and says, I want a Bud Light, and we say we don't carry Bud Light, we have our own beer that we make ourselves, and they go, ugh, that bothers us. But if you say, do you have something that's close to Bud Light? We're like, oh yeah, we got a couple things that you might like. Here, try a couple samples. That's what we do. And we're
especially with more breweries doing lagers now too. It's definitely more common. Yeah.
But we try to help people find craft beer as a place they can go. So we actually kind of want the macro drinkers to come in and try the stuff, because maybe we'll have a future customer in them.
To flip them over, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's kinda like
don't be worried about that. Unless she goes in and says, give me a damn Bud Light, and starts shouting or something, I think you're golden. Okay? You're golden. So
It's just like she'll drink craft beers in the certain styles.
Yeah.
But there for a while, she was trying a lot of different things, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then it was like, no, what she does best is like, no, I'm not. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Well, she gave it the old college try.
No, she did.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. But she still does like the Heffies and the wheats and whatever, you know.
Well, just like, Three's Company coming knock on her door. But Robert, when she does find something she likes, you got to give her the. You got to give her the old Kirk Cousins. You like that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I've got some in here, man. I wanted to get more, but I didn't get a chance to get more in there before tonight's show. Next week, I'm going to have some more stuff because it's a 3-day holiday weekend, and I got time to get some other stuff done. So, yeah, shout out to the 3-day weekend. Just getting started on the front end of it. Yeah.
I was trying to take off tomorrow too. It's like, make it a 4-day weekend. Why don't we? Let's go.
Trying to be like me now. Everybody can't live my life. You're trying to be like me now.
Are you off tomorrow too?
No, but usually it's kind of like you're not working again this week, are you?
You are, though, so it's like, okay.
I won a contest. I won a contest in the year, got an extra free day. They're like, oh, you got another free day too, but just let us know when you want off and you just take it. Don't put it on like the company calendar thing. I'm like,
There's a guy that only works 2 days a week anyway, so and gets the beer deals on top of it. It's like, this sucks being Rod J.
I do what I do.
You didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
Because that's how I roll.
You roll by calling somebody?
No, I'm just saying. If your ass didn't know, you need to call somebody because Rod J gets down that way. Shout out to Vanessa. Dragon's
So
Milk.
that's how you roll. You call like what information? You can't call Google. I don't know what you. I'm just messing.
Dragon's Milk. Tails of Gold. I have not picked that up yet. I've seen it, but I haven't picked it up yet. But we gotta give a shout out to the Dragon's Milk. So it's not like the only beer logo I have on right. I gotta find ones that represent other breweries out there too. But you always got time to enjoy it. Dragon's Milk. Tails of Gold is what I need to pick up. Haven't gotten it yet, but I need to so I can check that out. Had the Crimson, had the base, had the right now the oatmeal cookies out again, so you can pick that up if you haven't seen it and you want to try it. So
Choose Brewery is called Liquid Love. I'd like to see what you come up with for that one.
Liquid Love, I probably could come up with something. I feel like I'd have to use a lava lamp or something in there. I don't know. I have to take a look. But it's funny, we were talking earlier about the beer thing. Shannon said something about it, and I was like, you know what? Someone should do like It's a Beer World, like a James Brown remix, but instead of It's a Man's World, it's a Beer World. There should be like a remix beer video for that. So that'd be kind of cool.
Sure.
If I had a perm wig, I might try it, but I don't have a perm wig, so. It's a beer world. Huh?
How do you
not? Yeah, right? Yeah.
Right, I'm thinking
I feel like there should obviously be something you have.
Do not have that. But did you go change? Did you go like put on an Inspector Gadget coat or something?
She put a jacket.
Oh. Like she's like Mr. You guys are Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I'm a CIA agent, and I'm like,
it's like you're Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and she went to go grab her jacket or whatever. Like she's going out to do a mission real quick.
So, Rod, while I'm thinking about it, on Netflix, you need to watch a series called Wrestlers.
Oh, okay. Wrestlers? I haven't heard of that one.
The Ohio Valley Wrestling, which is in Louisville or Jeffersonville-ish, whatever. It used to be like the stepping stone to WWE.
Did you just say Louisville?
Yeah, Louisville.
Louisville. I'll say Louisville.
You say Louisville? You say Louisville?
Yeah.
After she trained me so hard to say you're going to say Louisville?
The funny thing is Shannon's expression. Shannon's like looking at him like, you just blew her mind.
Louisville.
You guys just about hit me in the head with a stick for saying it wrong, and you just said Louisville. I could have said Louisville all this time.
I mean, that's like Mount St. Illinois.
Mackinac Island in Michigan. Jesus Christ, people.
But he lives 5 minutes from the place
Arkansas.
Louisville.
Arkansas.
I've never heard you say it that way before, though, which is funny. I never recognized you saying it that way. I thought you always say Louisville.
It's Louisville.
That's how I thought Todd always said it. That's why it throws me off.
I probably do. I say it different every single time because I'm not always conscious. Like, how do you fucking say this? I'm not really sure.
Okay, so
at least you're not Shantae saying Louisville.
People might not know this, but every video I filmed in Louisville, she was standing just off camera with a stick, waiting for me to say it wrong.
No, I know she was. And
I'm not even from Louisville. I'm from Sellersburg.
See, that's what I could have said.
Nobody's ever heard of. But I'm like,
5 minutes.
I need to go back in. I need to go back and freeze that clip of Shannon's expression when he said that because she was just like, she had that look. She had that look of like, I got to consider my life choices I've made here.
Like,
no,
26 years. I don't know who you are no more. Like,
honestly,
totally. Like,
no.
what the hell just happened?
It wasn't even about you. It's just like I've grown up in this.
Honestly, I've actually probably said Louisville.
You probably have, but you didn't that time.
I didn't that time. I don't always.
And you'll never do it again.
Sometimes I say Louisville. If you've seen T-shirts, says like 45 different ways to say it. Don't touch me.
It's so angry.
No, it's not. Apparently, it's not.
We're here to help you do better. We're here to help you do better.
So
shout out to Blake in the house. Cheers, brother.
Ville, Louisville, or is it Louisville? Louville.
You're trying to convince. Yeah, Like if this video reaches everybody outside of the
I hope it
Midwest,
does because Rod's gonna blow up.
no.
And Mel too if she's streaming it. So I'm here for you guys.
But the more likely scenario
She ain't gonna do it.
would be like
Louisville.
she's from Chicago and she noticed.
You know, when you're saying it in my mind, I'm
Because
thinking
you
of,
already told her this about 45,000 times.
It's okay. It's okay. You won't do it again.
you know what's so funny? It's all this happened in my mind that makes me think of Office Space. And when the buddy's listening on the other side of the wall, and he's like, "Have you ever had it?" Like his friend is like, "Have you ever everybody say a case of the Mondays before?" He's like, "No, man, no. I think I'd have to ass." And I feel like if you do that, said that to somebody from
Yes.
Louisville.
Let me tell you something. That was one of the most hilarious moments in my life, but also I felt
Besides just 5 minutes ago.
no, yeah, it's more funny than that. But it
I hope
was
so.
it made me feel so funny. Like I was like so proud of myself that then I'm like, that's manipulative. So when we were here at Christmas, we had the whole family
Oh,
here.
God. Here
His-
we go.
his-
Here we go. Just play it, Rod. Play your
What is-
play it. You know
So-
what to play.
So what
Play it.
happened was me and one of my best friends, and his aunt were sitting out on the deck, and I was like, I want some music. So
All
I
right,
brought-
I'm out. See y'all next week.
yeah. So I brought the speaker in, and I was trying to connect it to my Bluetooth, but it wouldn't.
I was like, okay, good. See you.
Yeah. And so Todd is like, he's been bitching about these moles in our yard for I don't know how long, and I'm like, well, whatever. And so I was like, when I got the speaker in, it was connecting to everybody else's Bluetooth. So I'm like, how do I solve this problem? I'm like, I'm going to go down the steps on the deck. I'm going to go down the steps on the deck and take the speakers far away from everybody's Bluetooth. So I had to walk down the steps and walk through the yard to the corner of the yard and just try to connect with my phone to the Bluetooth. Well, and I don't like shoes, so I was barefoot. So I walked
You don't
back
like
and I'm
shoe?
I don't like, yeah. So I'm walking across the yard, and the yard's like really like spongy, like there's tunnels and stuff. So I walk back up the steps, and my best friend and Todd Zahn are sitting there, and I'm like, watch this. I said, I'm gonna go because our deck has a sliding glass door, and you can see into the kitchen where everybody's standing. I said, watch this. I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna get every one of them fuckers in there talking about moles. So I walk in. And Todd and like his cousin or his brother's talking. And I'm like, you know what, Todd? I'm like, I was walking across the yard and like, we have a mole problem, don't we? You know, because he's been talking about it for the last 6 months. And then so him and his cousins start talking about it. And then the next group is some other men. I'm just trying to make my way to the bathroom. And so I go to the next group and I'm like, hey, have y'all ever had moles? And then they all start talking about how they did or they didn't.
But nobody had a problem solver for me. It's like,
Well, they all had. But anyway, so
No, they
I
didn't.
I get them talking about
we're
moles.
talking
They're
about
all like
punch, but
real deep into it. I go to the bathroom. I come back out and Todd's mom's standing there. And I'm just like over to the side looking at the kitchen laughing at everybody because they're all talking about moles. And so Peggy's like, what's so funny? So I tell her what I did and she starts laughing so hard. And then, I mean, everybody, and then I walk back over. I'm like, just so y'all know, my intention was for all y'all to be talking about moles. And here you are. And I walked outside.
30 minutes later.
I came, yes, I walked outside. I was out there for, I don't know, 20 minutes, came back inside, and they were still all talking about moles, even after I told them I wanted you to talk about moles. I'm just like,
you may be a Jedi master.
I mean,
I
Maybe.
mean,
they were all talking. I got so many.
So am I the only one? Am I the only one that thought of Larry the Cable Guy saying, "My grandma is covered in moles"?
with the moles.
Yeah, like I went right there, and I was like, and so as she's talking about it, I'm thinking it's not the rodents, it's the moles.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
Hey, but here we are, still talking about moles.
Still something you can know, right?
I was just thinking for all those that hung in there as we go through that story, I apologize because you may now suffer from
Emotional
they're
damage.
Googling how to get rid of moles is what they're doing. They're like, I think I have moles too, and they don't. They're like, I think I might have moles. Yeah.
there should be a song about moles.
I'm gonna inspire.
Rod.
I'm
Don't do it,
gonna
Rod.
inspire somebody to make the best song about moles.
Oh,
You may. There may be. But
It probably already is.
believe it or not, I caught up on the comments too, so that's a good thing.
Whoa.
So yeah.
whoa.
Hallelujah to that right now.
Whoa.
I am on my game.
Or I talked too long about moles.
Or the moles made nobody want to comment. It's one of the two.
Yeah. I'll take it as success.
Oh man.
And why in between comments, it's time to crack open some more beer
Sounds like
up
that's
in this.
fantastic, Rod. Very
So I'm gonna grab another beer here.
please.
Ooh, which one do I want to grab?
I've heard that before.
Oh no, she did. Yes, she did.
What'd you say?
Um,
So why are you doing this?
I mean, both are kind of limited. I'm gonna miss both of them when I get through them all. I got a 6-pack from one, a 4-pack from the other. But what should I do? The 6er or the 4? You tell me.
Six.
Which should I do?
6.
The 6-pack one? Do the
Yeah.
6-pack one?
You got bonus, so yeah, 6.
Shout out, checking back on the poll. 45% say 1 to 3 beers a week. There you go. Second biggest group, 27% says 12 plus.
Oh, good.
And then 18% says 4 to 6 beers. And then 7 to 12 for 9%. So, we got a little breakdown between the different how much you drink in a week. So keep
Oh,
filling
wait.
out the poll.
Oh wait, this is
Wait,
supposed
what's
to be anonymous.
the
isn't it?
what is the answers?
It's 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 12, or 12 plus.
Okay. So what's
Yeah.
the lead now at the moment? I'm sorry.
1 to 3. 1 to 3.
1 to 3. Really? 1 to 3? Y'all should be
Yeah,
ashamed of yourselves.
Second is 12 plus. 1 to 3 just went to 45%. 12 plus
feel like-
went to 27%. So we
I feel
got
like one
either this in the smallest group or the major group, and then we have a few that trickle in at the 4 to 6, and then the smallest group is 7 to 12.
I feel like 1 to 3 is out the windows after a Thursday. You're already past that point.
Well, it depends what you're drinking during the weekend, though, too, right? So yeah, some
But
people
no,
drink at
I'm
work on the
saying
weekend.
Thursday night's
Yeah,
gonna blow 1 to 3 out of the water. It's like you shouldn't even,
yeah.
entertain.
So we're going with this. We're going with the 6-pack beer.
Uh-oh.
And this is one. This is one that definitely took a while to actually get. And what do I even want to put onto this one here? I'm trying to look. Do I go with that one? Because I know Blake's in the house. I know Blake loves this one. Do I go with the other one? Ooh. We'll go with the one that's Blake's favorite.
And his name is John C. In the WWE Super Slam.
Right, we almost doubled up. I almost grabbed the other one.
Yeah, baby.
I almost
So we're
grabbed
going-
that one. Hell, I was like, we almost doubled up.
Did you
on
see
it.
him? You saw him?
Oh, I got him. Oh,
Oh, you got him?
I got him
All right.
before you got him.
All right. Well, you saw it. You saw I had him. You saw I had him though. So
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Lagunitas. If you ever wonder how to say this, Lagunitas. Some of you people struggle. I know sometimes saying it Lagoon like it's Lagunitas.
Kind of Louisville, Louisville. See what I did there?
If I had a stick, I'd hit you.
I know you. I can feel
This
it.
year's edition of the Willati's Coffee Stout, 12.4% ABV, aged in rye oak barrels this year. So looking forward to getting into it. If you happen to see it out there, get it when you see it, because literally this was when I went to the store to get this.
It gone.
I was looking around to see if they got in. I looked down on the floor and it was on the floor. The only 6-pack they had, because they were probably stocking the shelves and they were going so quick. I looked down and I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't even want to go to the store that night. I went to go get her some stuff, and it was a Friday night. Usually I go Saturday morning. I said, I'll run over it. It worked out. It was magic. It was almost like I saw it. It was just like, you start hearing angels singing in your ear. You see the light, a beam come down, and it was like, is that Willati's? Is that some damn Willati's right there? Grab that baby up and put it in. I hope nobody came back trying to find it, because it was gone. It was gone, and now I'm going to enjoy it. And this is one that's always great to check out if you can find it, but they go very fast for those of you watching. So if you're looking for it, get it as you see it. If you're on Untapped, you can actually put in information to locate it, and it'll tell you where the stores haven't seen it at, but you better get there fast.
No, I was telling. So last weekend we went to like a discounts. Well, they're a liquor store, but they have discount beers. We walked in a beer cave and they had the Willow Ties. And I was with my cousin Pat, and he's like, $20. I'm like, no, that's a good buy for 6 beers, like 12.5%.
$2 for you there?
I'm like, that's way better than like, in the Bourbon County.
Did it cost you $20 for a 6-pack?
Well, at this store it did. I bought it for $9, but
oh wow, I got this for $14.99.
oh shit.
Of course you
Of
did,
course
Ryan.
so. Of course you did.
I mean, Lagunitas is usually
We're
pretty
in,
solid
we're in
price wise.
old Midwest Indiana here. We can't get deals like that.
And Louisville. We're close to Louisville.
Yeah, in Louisville.
All right, Shantae.
Todd loves Shantae too. Todd's told me a bunch of stories about Shantae on the radio.
She always says Louisville when she says
She
it on
does
the
say,
show.
see? She does say Louisville. And so was the same dude from Louisville also.
I mean, if Shantae said it, it must be.
And she always says,
Oh,
home of the great one.
there's my
Oh,
precious right there in the glass. It's so precious. Oh wow, it's got a nice creamy head too.
$14.99, really?
Yeah, $14.99 for a 6-pack.
I thought I was getting a good deal.
Well,
Like,
let me
Jesus
tell you.
Christ, man.
Let me tell you. I just put it's Totino's Pizza, 99-cent Totino's Pizza, and
99 cents ass.
Pizza,
$1.99.
not the pizza rolls, but the actual pizza.
The actual pizza,
All right.
and
Those moles are gonna
it'd
have
be
a
way
field day.
cheaper than that beer, and we're gonna enjoy it. I put tomatoes.
Isn't it a personal size pizza? I mean, it's,
Yeah, one of them little ones. I mean,
Well, you say y'all like you and Todd can't share it, can you?
no,
Or you could?
no.
Oh, okay.
It's
So I
too
thought you
little
said
for
you
both
could.
of us to share it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's like maybe enough for one person, but maybe too much for
So
one
you put
person.
tomatoes on the whole thing?
No, I just my half because you wanted
Well,
bacon.
it
Well,
was
you just said you weren't
you were-
sharing it,
we're
so
sharing
you are
it.
sharing
That's
it.
what I was saying. Is like, did you
No,
put-
because Todd is so nice when he goes grocery shopping.
I got you right. See,
I don't have the Twilight Zone, so I have to go with the X Files. Like, I don't know where I'm at right now. Like, what?
good night. That's close enough. That's close enough.
Rod.
So there's a. Oh, gotta wait. There's just enough pizza there to
think you
feed
might
20
have
moles
got
for a day and a half.
20 moles, yeah. Or 4 pygmies, but you go what you go.
No, but Rod, here's the thing. Like, I feel like I keep meeting people that are very business savvy, and I have a lot of great ideas, but I'm not like a make it happen kind of person. I got the ideas that could make a lot of people a bunch of money, but I just don't have. I mean, maybe I do. Maybe that's just in my head that I think that, but like, we're playing all these, and I always think I'm like, oh my God, I could do this. That would be
Make us a bunch of money.
Right.
Don't ship it off to somebody else.
But what I'm saying is, you played all those little clips, like the X Files and you play it so good. You use it. I'm like,
I used to be a DJ. I got a little bit of skills there.
I know you did, and you wrote a very good sci-fi book about everybody getting AIDS. I know.
I did write it. You do remember me writing that little thing there? Yeah,
Yes, because I'm interested in reading it. But anyway, I'm just thinking when you were playing all them little clips, I'm like, you know what? I think I could come up with a really good clip that a lot of people would like. I could come up with some just some little short.
Well, we got a thing called Shorts now on YouTube.
Yeah, like
you
some
do a little short
that's catchy, but I could do that, and everybody around, like I could. But I'm like, I don't have the oomph in me to be like, oh, everybody else would like this, so I just put it out there, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that, but I'm an idea person.
You need me. I'm a pitch man. You need a pitch man. That's me.
Well, then we need somebody that
we need to collab.
No, I can pitch. I just can't make it happen. I'm an idea.
Well, that's what the pitch man does is make it happen. The pitch man's the one that presents it to make it happen.
Well, see, I feel like
You're the idea. You're the idea man. You got the ideas for it.
Yes. Oh,
You
I
need a
have
pitch.
so
You
many ideas.
need to pitch out there to actually pitch to someone. That's what I do for a living. That's what I do. I get shit done.
But you gotta tell somebody about it before.
Well,
you know
I
it
gotta
happens.
pitch it. I can pitch it. I can make people.
I can probably pitch it. Todd's in sales. He knows how to pitch.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna pitch. I can make y'all.
All
I always thought she was a pitcher.
But
Yes.
I don't. But I don't know how to.
I was waiting for this. Like, wait, what's going on here? Pitching, catching. What's
You and a
happening?
lot of other people. And I'm
At least that's what Shu told me.
Yes.
There'll be no catching over here.
That's just what Shu told me. I don't know.
It's awful. I'm just nice and friendly, and people take that in a different way. Whether I'm talking to a man or a woman, they think I'm
They always,
insinuating something I am definitely
I can make that in the next
not.
poll. Is Shannon a pitcher or catcher? That'd be
They-
that'd be
Oh,
fun.
I'm definitely.
Stay tuned to our channel. Just see, like throwing it out there. 2024 is big year.
I mean, that is like I'm definitely not a catcher. Like if you throw something at me, I'm like, no.
Cheers, brother. Yeah, I played that just for you, my friend. Just for you. 40% for the win. Yeah, right now it's 42, 1-3.
All right, here. Real
Well,
quick.
plus is 25. So, Dales,
So, what's the oldest you would buy?
double Dales. What's
double
what?
Double IPA.
Okay. What about it?
It's 9%. So, what is the oldest you would buy this if you saw it in the store?
I mean, if it's a double,
21.
true, you have to be 21.
You what?
Be legal. Got to be 21 to buy it.
Well, no.
I have to be 21.
Okay, beer wise, not age wise.
We don't promote underage drinking.
And I will be 21 in 8 whole months.
Beer wise, how old would you buy this?
For a double, usually within 3 months, I mean, double, you could probably hold a little bit longer than that, but I would usually go within 3 months.
So what if you got a Rajay deal on it? How old would you go?
I mean, I'm usually I'm still usually a Rajay deal is still the beer is still within the well parameters. Like when I got that lemon from Untitled Art, it was not expired until March of 2024, and it was a great deal for what I got. But if it was like in the bargain bin, which is under the Rajay deal, I might go 6 months on a double, just because a double is going to be more malty anyway.
Okay,
so the hops aren't going to be as prevalent.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
So this beer I bought. Can't remember if it comes in a 4-pack or a 6-pack for $3.99. It's dated back in July of 18, July 18th of last year.
So you're within 6 months
I
now.
thought you meant July of 2018. I was like,
No, July last year. So
you might
That
have
is
gone a
well-
little outside of the parameters, sir.
A little too far.
No, it's liquor store I was talking about. Like they get like I don't know where they get it from, but they get like a bunch of random beers on like
They get
discount.
overstock from somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's got it.
And you can buy a case of it. Doesn't matter what it is. You can buy a case of it for like $15.99 for a case.
Yeah. I mean,
I could have bought a case of this for $15.99 if I wanted to, which is a phenomenal deal. But I was like, I never had it, so I was like, I'm gonna try it first to see.
IPAs are kind of an exception because IPAs are usually more hoppy up front. Double IPAs, you get some of the hops, but you also get some of the malts. The basic rule of thumb is 8%. If you have a beer over 8%, you could probably age it and cellar it. That's kind of a general rule of thumb.
No,
So if you're like a brown ale or a stout or something along those lines, double IPA is, it's kind of an error. But if you're with a double IPA, you're expecting to be a little bit more maltier
To
anyway.
be honest
so
with you,
I think,
I've never had it before, which is why I bought it. I was like, okay, it's $3.99. Why not? Like if it's bad, whatever.
Well, you think about the
taste no different than if I open it like fresh, whatever. Is what I'm saying.
You think about the Dogfish Head 90-minute, people will hold that for a bit, take some of the hops off of it, right? So it's same thing. The 120, they'll go a couple years out on some people. So
I look at the ABV for sure, because if it's like 9 and above, like I'm pretty sure good on months, if not year or two ish. You know what I'm saying? Like you might drop off some, but it's probably
there was some report that came out. I didn't pull it for the beer news for tonight that I saw, but it was actually a report done about can you drink old beer. So I'll have to look at that maybe for next week or something.
But I'm like this for $3.99. I'm like, I'll go back and buy a whole another case of it. Like,
yeah, if it's decent, why not? Right? As long as they kept it. I mean, it's not like they took it and put it into a hot room where it kept fermenting.
Like, you know, still had to hit on whatever. It's like, it's still good. Like, I'll buy it all day long for a discount.
Yeah.
That's the best Rajay deal I can get. Let me tell you that.
Drinking some Royal Club and smoking some grandma's cookies. Life is great. There you go, my friend. Kick back, relax, chill mode. So, guys, what do you think of Hall Trek? I don't know what Hall Trek is.
That's what I was going to say. What is that?
Don't know.
Blakey, JT, Jeers, bro. Oh, okay. Shannon said she was going to pitch. Never mind. Oh, I almost heard it wrong.
Said okay. Shannon said I was going to pitch. Never mind. Almost heard wrong.
Blake.
Oh, gotcha. I understand.
Yeah, so let's see here. Well, you guys got another beer you want to crack open before we go to beer news, or?
Oh, I need to grab one.
Well,
you got yours for Dale's, but Mal.
Yeah, let me run and grab one real quick.
Tell Chewy, say hope he feels better soon.
I will.
Yeah, no kidding.
If he's awake. Yeah.
Yeah.
This Willa Ties coffee stout. You haven't cracked one open yet, right, Todd?
Yeah, no, I had one last. Let's see.
You didn't have it.
One last Thursday. I think.
No, I don't think so.
Did I not?
Unless I'm wrong, you may have. I may have just forgot.
No, I have had one. Yes, it's good.
So maybe it was last week, but it's pretty smooth. It's got a creamy type base to it. I think it's you don't pick up the ABV as much. I mean,
no, not at all. That's what I was telling my cousin. I was like, get this beer. It's like if you don't like it, drink one. You don't like it, I'll take them off from you. And I'll
the coffee feel is right on point.
Oh, so good. I put one back. I held one back just to let it age and see.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised like they had like 6-packs this year instead of the 4-pack.
Was it 4-packs last year?
Well, that's a good question.
I think they were 6 before, I believe.
Were they last year also?
I think they were
for like $13.
I remember when he threw the bombers. Like years ago, it was a 22-ounce bombers he used to do.
Oh no, I'm talking about after that. It was the four bottle.
It might have been 4. I can't remember if it was 4 or 6 last year.
Last year may have been 6, but I'm thinking I saw it this year. I'm like, oh wow.
Oh, you got some Old Irvin. Old Irvin in the house. What you got there? What you got?
Old Irving Brewing. Their Pilsner called Till Death, 4.9% ABV. And their can art is absolutely beautiful.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, that is pretty cool.
Till Death.
Nice.
Love it. But yeah, they do some cool stuff with their cans.
Cheetos and sour.
Sure.
Nice.
Go on.
I like some Old Irvin. I forgot to put the thing in. What are you guys drinking in the chat? You guys haven't been telling us what you're drinking in the chat, really. What's going on in the chat? Are y'all drinking that? Are y'all dry January? If you are, that's cool. I kicked off January with dry January.
Oh yeah, I'm dry January.
Which was it was actually kind of fun doing the non-alcoholic. I'm going to have more non-alcoholic beers during the course of the year, but it was actually fun doing some of the non-alcoholic stuff, especially Go Brewing. Go Brewing is solid for like Mal or JT in Chicago. If you want to do non-alcoholic type stuff, they got some good stuff happening.
Go Brewing is excellent.
Yeah.
And actually, Bravus, BRABUS, they're not bad. I actually found them at Target of all places, but their porter, I mean, straight up porter taste. It was a little weak on the flavor, but like just the mouthfeel was weak, but the flavor was nice. So they have a couple that were pretty good.
There you go.
A lot of people are
Jay-
hooked up on Athletic, and I'm honestly not over.
I haven't done Athletic yet. I haven't tried them yet. Yeah, I mean, Athletic was the big name I kind of knew about more from the JJ Watt type thing pushing it, but I was happy to try to go brewing stuff.
My owner brought in some non-alcoholic called Big Drop Brewing. I hadn't heard of that one before. Yeah, I know it's on our menu right now, but I do not recommend it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you did try it though, then. Okay.
I tried the 3 different flavors that he brought in. And
it's a tricky thing to walk. I mean, like I said, that's why I was so surprised how good Go Brewing. I had like 7 different beers from Go Brewing. They're all pretty much decent.
Nice.
I haven't done the one from Sierra Nevada yet. I know Sam has theirs out there, Sam Adams, and a few other ones. A lot of breweries are dropping, and we'll talk about that here in a second with beer news, but it is something more common. And what they're finding is some of these breweries have to actually tailor themselves to be able to offer that stuff. But the JT's comment, I do remember now, and I actually did check out the Facebook. I think I did join the Facebook group last week just to kind of do that because I'm a big Star Trek fan. So got you. He's a mashup between Star Trek and Hee Haw, which, I haven't watched any of the videos yet. I think I just put it down when we did it. So Hee Haw, that's from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Millennials are like, what is, not millennials, probably the Ys. The Ys or the Zs are like, what is Hee Haw? Because I don't think it was something they probably grew up watching as much.
That was
millennials still had it.
Back. It was pretty far back.
Yeah. Not having a dry January, but I'm on a beer diet. There you go. What are you getting up for Lent? Food? I'm just going to just drink beer.
Yeah.
That's what one of the brewers does for 50 West in Cincinnati. He does it every year. He ends up dropping like 20 or 30 pounds during the time where he just does a beer diet. He does like 3 or 4 beers a day. And then he'll end up putting back on maybe 10 pounds when he starts to eat. But it actually worked out for him the last few years. So.
Well, see, that's what I'm doing wrong. Minimum 3 or 4 beers a day, but I'm having food too. See,
See.
No, you gotta do one.
You gotta cut out the food then.
Can't do both.
That's where I missed that part. Yeah.
I just drink and I lose weight, but if I eat, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a damn good Pilsner. Ooh, that was pretty. Sorry. I just took a
No,
sip.
you're good.
I got the vapors over here. It was beautiful. That's a really pretty Pilsner. Oh.
Bismarcky, the vapors.
Mm-hmm.
Got the vapors. Todd knows what I'm talking about. Oh, R.I.P. Bismarcky, right? Yeah. So you guys drinking in the comments? Let us know what you're drinking there as well. Let's jump over to some beer news. I guess we could do.
Is that a question or
wow?
Can do?
No, that was definitely a question.
It's more debating in my mind, but the debate has
maybe.
You get it in while you can.
Yeah, right. Yes, do what you can.
Delicious.
My mind always has different things taking place. So it's hard to keep them all in order at times. But jumping into some of the beer news, we didn't do beer news last week because we had so much good conversation taking place, I think, with the chat. I don't think we did beer news last week, did we?
No, we didn't.
I had some stories from last week, plus some stories from this week, so we got a good amount of beer news in there. But we are not going to like 1 a.m. tonight. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes. No, we did that.
Oh, it sounds like I missed a fun one.
Yeah. That's right. This it is.
We go to 11, and 11 is the stopping point, right?
Well, supposed to be.
That's the goal. Yes.
It's supposed to be, but.
And then if Mallory wants to do the
11
after show, we
in
take
the
it to
morning.
Mallory's channel because Mallory's at 10. She's an hour behind us.
Yeah.
Yes, you end at 11 in the morning. We got it. It's cool.
Yeah.
So beer news. Let's talk about
Eastern timers gotta go to bed and get up for work, so you know.
I got to prepare myself because I get a 3-day weekend. Whoop, whoop.
Oh.
Beer consumption in America drops the lowest point since 1990. It makes me think of Prince party like it's 1999. What? That's not a good party if you're out of beer. Or,
1999.
Yeah.
Wait. Gotta go to the beer. What do you mean? What do you mean? Gotta stop and go for a beer run? Terrible party.
Yeah, give me that beer.
So it's kind of interesting. as they pulled different numbers. Last year was not a great year. In fact, even the Oregon Beverage Alliance makes you feel like it's the mafia or something. So 2023 was one of the worst years for craft brewers. So my reflection on last year, which reminds me, reflecting on last year, y'all can let me know in the chat. I've been debating it. I haven't done it yet, but if I'm going to do it, I need to do it next week or two. For those of you like watch, like, do you want to see a list of like the top beers from last year that, in my opinion, that I've actually enjoyed? I know some people are putting the list stuff out there, but I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to, but I've got them. If I want to put them out there, some of the top breweries, some of the top beers, just let me know.
Just compare
No, I
your
feel
list
like
to the other people.
that's what I was saying. Is like I feel like you should put like the top 50 beers nationwide, worldwide, whatever.
That's a lot of work, though.
Compared to what you
Yeah. Well, so on. I like how Shannon eats off can, but Todd's like, I don't give a damn. I'm eating right here. But anyway, it's like I just pull from Untapped, and I have stuff already saved anyway, so it's easy for me to do it. I know Joe had done it on his. Joe did like a 4-hour live. I'm like, I'm not doing like a 4-hour live on it, but I don't know.
He might.
Yeah, but not for like a list show. For a list show, that'd be a lot. So
that would be a lot.
Yeah. I don't even enjoy. I don't even know if Joe had a voice the next day because he talks so much in there. But
what have you ever done?
Last year, and there's numerous reports out there talking about how bad it was for craft beer. Some people tried to lay the blame at the feet of Bud because of the whole Bud Light thing, but I just think it's a turning point taking place in the industry. Mal, you have experience being there at a brewery. From my perspective, it's a mix of that whole thing, like the whole perfect storm type thing, right? So you have people that are consuming less beer at younger ages. You also have a wave of people that are saying, well, let's go and try these seltzers, or let's try these other things, or let's try with state, depending on what state you're in, you might be doing marijuana, you might have THC type beers. You have different things that are taking place where you might not be getting drawn into the beer market. You have the ready to drink, RTD, the ready to drink can stuff, where you have like a screwdriver in a can, or you have like a mimosa in a can, or whatever, Manhattan in a can. So you have cocktails being made in a can as well. And you have some people that are just like not wanting to drink right now. So you have some people push it into the non-alcoholic thing from last year. So it's kind of interesting to see this whole gloom and doom taking place. Like, I just think it's like anything, it's an adaptation where things adjust and we just have to adjust to it, right? So I think when you look at inside the numbers, you have all these different things that are taking place that are causing this to make it look like a bad outcome for beer. But at the same point, it's not as bad as I think people think it is. I don't know, Mal, what do you think? Because you're actually there at a brewery too. So
in economics, in business, in social norms, and everything, there's a pendulum all the time. Pendulum swings one way, then it swings the other. And beer has proven through thousands of years of history to be a thing that sticks. It always sticks. Even if it pulls back, it comes back. It always has, it always will. So I'm really not too concerned. Yeah, there's a pullback right now because other companies are seeing what beer is doing and going, hey, I can do that. And so they're trying it out too, giving people, they're oversaturating the market with options, right? So people are trying out all the things. They're excited. They're in this time where you can try all the things and you have all the things. Like, heck yeah, go for it. But you're going to come back to beer. You always do.
You always do.
So I ain't worried. Honestly, even with the craft brewing, we had that big surge, and then a whole bunch of them were closing, and they're like, oh, it's the end of craft beer. And then there was another surge, and then a bunch of them were closing, and oh, it's the end of craft beer. And now we just had another surge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now a whole bunch are closing. It's a pendulum. It goes back and forth. And in 2028, when Chew and I are opening our brewery, I'm hoping we're going to be on a part of an upswing.
Yeah.
Hoping to be on part of an upswing. Because just based on, okay, so, you have the 70s, 80s when it was like the first ones coming out, or the major ones that are still sticking around. You had, Steam before that, and you had all those big ones that are here now. They were followed 10, 15 years later by a surge, big surge. But each of these little pendulum swings have been 5 to 10 years, approximate. Like it kind of goes back and forth. I'm feeling confident about the time we chose to open, and I'm happy to go with it
because the ones that stay in the bottom-ish, whatever. Like
when you have these backswings,
but you still like maintain your balance. So.
When you have this backswing, a lot of that is weeding out the breweries that just didn't have the gut to make it. They either didn't have the marketing, they didn't have the team, they didn't have the actual beer, they didn't have the location. There's a lot of things that can take down a brewery. But it's not that craft beer is going away. It's weeding out the competition that's not gonna make it.
So you can withstand.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about that because breweries that I loved closed, and I'm unhappy about that. I really am. But on a couple of them, I kind of know why it happened. The beer was great, but there were other things that were problems. You know?
Yeah.
I know.
I feel like there's a period where there were some good breweries that kind of got to the wayside, but I feel like you're also in a contenders to pretenders type phase, right? So you're out here trying to do something. Or there was a good amount of breweries that were started from the home brewing thing to get into the beer. And it was kind of like you were out here doing it for a bit, but you weren't really doing everything you need to do. So you kind of got set to the side versus some of the ones that were actually getting it done, right? So
someone who can make a good beer in their garage doesn't mean they know how to run a business. I mean, some of these people who started breweries knew nothing about owning a business.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even buy a location where they could put in the drainage systems necessary for your tanks. Like, so they had to spend a bunch of money to put in a drainage system, and all of a sudden they're out of money before they even really got going. Like there's a lot of mistakes that happen in getting into a new business. And I mean, I'm hoping and I can avoid most of them. I know we won't avoid all of them, but it's just how economics works. It is always a pendulum. And you just have to try and gauge when that pendulum's going to swing back the other way and jump on board when it goes by. All you can do is hope for the best most of the time, but we all try to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So I feel
I agree,
but it's perfectly fine. It's just, we're on the back swing right now. That's all.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. And I think not just beer, but every industry kind of goes through a thinning out at some point, depending on what it may be. And you have some of the other breweries that are taking over other spots and stuff because it's like they couldn't make it, but other people are stepping in. So I think the appetite is still out there. I think even if it's diminished some, it's just kind of changed. But I think that's just a sign of the times, as far as we have other opportunities for other stuff. Like I said, the RDT market is blowing up. The seltzer market is blowing up. That's why you're seeing breweries get involved on that. You're seeing breweries also doing stuff with the ready to drink cans. God, I can't say that for some reason. And the non-alcoholic stuff, because we'll talk about that here in a second as well. Yeah. Because if you're in a business, you have to know, and it's kind of like when we run YouTube, you have to know your analytics, right? So you have to know how to position yourself and what people are looking for out there. And as a business, you have to cater to that. That's why you're seeing so many different things get released every week, especially now in January, about breweries having non-alcoholic beers coming out. Like, I don't think anybody thought, like, wait a minute, Sierra Nevada is going to make a non-alcoholic beer? Like, that blew people's mind because you never think they would ever get into it, but there's an opportunity for it. Sam Adams making a non-alcoholic beer. So you're looking at some of these big breweries that are jumping in.
It's good. Sam Adams and Hazy, I liked it.
Yeah, So, but it's something I think that some people didn't expect that to actually happen at some of the breweries that were doing beer, but it's like, no, there's an opportunity there. And if you're in a business, you have to cater to what the market is. And like one of the good things about when I had Joe on talking about Go Brewing is, they get a big ton of people that come in that just aren't drinkers. So if you're a brewery and you want to expand your line, to have a non-alcoholic beer is kind of common sense. Because you can actually draw in people that come in with others that drink but don't want to drink, and now they have an option for them. So I think we're going to see more of an explosion in the non-alcoholic beer area, but breweries have to be able to adapt to it as well. So if you don't adapt to it, then you end up falling at your own demise at some points.
No, that's kind of like one of our local breweries here. They had a hop water last January.
Yeah.
January.
They've had it on tap until now. Like, it's still the same beer.
No, now they're calling it hop tea.
Oh, they change it now?
Oh, yeah, there's hop tea, too. They're made differently, though. The hop water is seltzer style. So, I mean, it's bubbly.
saying, like, you had this beer and the owner of the brewery is supposedly a hophead. Never has an IPA on tap of their own,
Right.
but they had this hop water on tap since last January. I'm not sure if up until a couple weeks ago they still had it, but she was probably there tonight, so I'm
They're
not
not
sure.
doing music anymore on Saturday.
Well, no, I know that. That's not the point.
Well, I know Lagunitas. First time I saw Hopwater was Lagunitas like years ago. I think it was like, it might have been like 2018 or whatever, when they started messing around with Hopwater. And they were ahead of the curve on actually coming out with it and having that opportunity out there. But you're seeing more and more breweries that are encompassing that, because something like a dry January, people like the different flavors they get from different hops. You hear people all the time talking about, oh, I love the Galaxy hop, or I love the Centennial hop. And you can now infuse that into the water and get those flavors without having to do the alcohol. So it makes sense to do something like that.
No, the hop
No,
is
it
kind
totally
of cool
does.
to like focus in and taste the different flavors of some of the hops. I know you're not getting the full experience, but you can tell the difference between those hops. Side Lot Brewing in Wakanda, they were doing that, and I thought that was really neat. Like, they were like, hey, these are the hops we use, try them. And I was like, all right, yes, please.
Well, that's the whole thing about doing
it
this thing.
And it wasn't bad. Like, it was okay, but it's like
That's fine.
12 months later, like, why do you still have this on tap?
Yeah,
Like,
they named
get-
something.
Well, they had to have changed the
Like, what are
keg
you
by
doing?
then, right?
Yeah, what are
They
you
had
doing?
to change it by then, yeah.
No, I don't think they had.
No, I'm like,
Rod, I don't think, honestly, Rod, I don't think they did. I don't think they changed it at all. I think it was the same tap of whatever.
Well, the hops will fade. The hops will fade after a point, so you'd have to
Uh-huh.
You would-
get them off of there.
No, they, trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah, it was the same six
Me-
soul for 12 months.
Me and her brother said the same damn thing. It's like, this brewery's not like, okay, some beers, yes, most beers, no, and they have like 20 taps. Half of the taps are like, bought out beers, whatever. Like, they never
Yeah.
have. And the guy that owns a brewery and / catering business, whatever, is like a supposable hophead. Never has an IPA on tap. I'm like, how are you a hophead? You never
Are you
had
a
an
hophead?
IPA on
You don't
tap.
have- you don't have anything with
Maybe he
That's
doesn't
hot
want.
water. Never
Maybe
had-
he doesn't want to make an IPA because he knows he'll drink too much of it.
could be.
Just saying.
Maybe that's a him
Yeah.
problem. Like, that's not a business. That's not a business.
I mean, that's a
problem.
drug. Don't get high off your own supply.
That's
I
not
mean,
a
come on, it
business.
should be the same
Well, I
thing
mean,
for
that's
beer.
true. That's true. That's true.
You got to make up one
But
for
I'm
beer.
Uh-huh.
You got 20 taps. Surely you come with like several different.
Oh,
type of
James, we
IPAs.
misunderstood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you literally meant a beer diet.
No, he's just drinking less beer. That's his
I
diet
got
there.
it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But all three
But-
of us went to that space just to let you know that's what happened. We all went to, diet of beer. Yes. Yeah. We
They
didn't
don't
go
really
into
mean
it.
that. I don't know what that.
We
Two
all
of the
went
three,
there.
JT. 2 of the 3.
But yeah, if you're a hophead, I would think like IPAs would definitely be something
mean,
you
you
would
would
want.
think, right?
I mean,
You would
that's yeah. Let's
no.
see here. Nemo, what's up, Nemo? Cheers. Luckily, it is weeding out a lot of the garbage that was just investors trying to gain. Yeah, there you had a lot of beers, and you see a lot of crowdfunding that people with
I will.
breweries are putting stuff out there trying to get people on. But
Yeah.
you have a lot of pretenders trying to be contenders that get fanned out by it. So
Right.
yeah.
For sure.
And we had a lot of companies with no beer background, just some rich guys like, let's make beer because it's trending right. Well, the funny thing is, and I'll say the rich guys, and I'll use like basically an area from where Mal's at, Convict and Kings. I don't know about their beer making background, but they literally bought Ballast Point on the golf course, like out of, hey, what do you guys talking to the Constellation guy? Like, hey, what do you guys think about selling Ballast Point to us? And the guy was like, what? He's like, we'll buy it for like $1 million or whatever the number was. They bought it. I think it was $1 million when they bought
No,
it, right?
it was like 3 billion. It was insane.
It was
I don't think it was that.
no. It was I think it was. What did they get sold to Constellation for? Constellation paid like $3 billion, maybe,
No, I was thinking millions, maybe.
because Convict and Kings brought it at a
It sold
fraction.
for $1 billion.
Yeah. So when Ballast Point got
1
bought by
billion.
Constellation paid $3 billion at the time.
Billion. Yes, I was there with you.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nemo saying Constellation paid $1 billion. Then they bought it for less. Convict and Kings bought it for less when they bought Ballast Point off of Constellation, because everybody's talking about how big of a flop that was in the beer industry.
Should get a refund for sure.
Yeah, because it was like they sold it at a discount for what they actually paid. So regardless, you have things like that. Like there's like 6 guys that are like hedge fund type guys that like they do beer for fun, and they're like, oh, we'll buy Ballast Point. They know nothing probably about it and everything. That's why kind of you didn't see the Ballast Point stuff. I am seeing Ballast Point pop up now, so I figured they got some people in there that kind of know about how to market it and get the beers and stuff flowing. But it's kind of funny. You do have the rich guys that are playing that game there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I've not seen Ballast Point for
So you may not like Bandit up on it. Yeah. So they end up getting a deal for Convict and Kings. Cheers, Rusty. Good to see you.
What's up, Rusty?
Hello, my friend. Yeah. So yeah, you have these guys that are playing along with it. But on to the next topic. So we talk about dry January, beer makers trying to offset financial effects of dry January. So we coming off 2023. Now you got dry January. And again, if you're not part of what's going on, you have a chance of falling behind. So some breweries are feeling an effect taking place because dry January is taking place. And they're like trying to get people to drink these different things. They're trying to do stuff, and some people just aren't buying into it. I don't know, like if where you're at, if you guys had decided to make a non-alcoholic beer or not anything, or if you guys kind of see it where you're at now or not. But I know some breweries, some of the craft breweries have come aboard trying to do something as an offering, or maybe the hop water or whatever it is, try to get people in there. Not everybody's doing it. Some are calling it dry January-ish because they're only doing it for a certain amount of time, but it is hitting the bottom line on some breweries.
For a month.
For last January and this January, we came out with a table beer. So it's like a 2%er.
There you go.
Just nice, easy one, but we haven't done a non-alcoholic. We did do a hop water 2 years ago as well. But they haven't gone back to that because apparently it was a pain in the butt and they don't want to do it again. We just do a table beer. We brought in some non-alcoholic options for people, but none that we've made ourselves. So.
No, and what I said last week is like most people that drink beer or alcohol in general, there's no dry January for them because 1201, it's January, right?
Oh, it's the whole time thing we're talking about.
You're drinking champagne, so you're done screwed up the whole January thing. You know what I'm saying?
You done messed up, AA Ron.
Exactly. Hey Ron. You done messed up. That's what I'm saying. It's like, potato. How long do you want to sleep? Okay, so I slept for a day. No, it's still the same day. It's still January. So then whatever. You still drank in January.
Yeah. I'll never get that Key and Peele skit out of my head. That's like one of the classic ones ever from any show on Comedy Central. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Cheers, Rod X in the house. Cheers, homie. Great to see you, my friend. Got your Rams in the playoffs. That's going to be interesting. Rams against the Lions. Matt Stafford going back to Detroit. So hopefully your guys can pull it out. But then again, Detroit, they need some love, right? They haven't been there. They've never been to the Super Bowl. So I'm still on that thing. If the Browns and the Lions meet in the Super Bowl, that following broadcast. Wow. Somebody stepped on the dog or something.
Chasing a cat.
That was startling.
That was pretty crazy.
Welcome to our life.
if the Browns and the Lions meet in the Super Bowl, I know Chu's happy about the Lions getting there.
He is.
I'll tell you right now.
And Michigan doing so well. He is a happy camper right now.
The following broadcast, I'm going to probably take it from Vanessa's backyard because I'm like, that's the end of the world. That's the sign of end times to me. I'm going to Vanessa's house if it comes into a point where the Browns and the Lions in the Super Bowl, the world's about to end. I need to go find where the leader's going to be and,
yeah, it kind of seems that way.
Get through the coming destruction that'll take place. So dry January is definitely hitting some of the breweries. So that's actually
now on top of the whole dry January thing, you also have to know that the northern part of the United States during January, it's freaking cold, and people don't go out as much. So we were already losing money long before this whole dry January thing was even a thing. But yeah, I mean, you kind of have a double whammy in January. Like I've had to cut hours so tight right now, it's just ridiculous. Because
you can't get people in. Yeah.
I currently have too much staff.
Well, not to mention right now.
I never have too much staff, but right now
coming in, you guys are about to get hit with like I guess it's Steven or whatever the name of the next storm is like this weekend.
Yeah,
it's about to hit you guys. That's supposed to like cover. Yeah, it's like, hey, welcome to Illinois. Woo! Yeah, so you have like all that stuff possibly happening. So
honestly, it's the Midwest. 8 inches of snow. Okay, fill up the car. Let's go.
I work with people in Wisconsin. Iowa. Next week it's going to be minus 35 with the wind chill. They like, we ain't going outside. We're tough, but when it's cold, we ain't going outside.
Yeah, Chicago.
Minus 35. Don't blame you.
They're still wearing shorts unless the hems of the shorts are getting wet with the snow. Like that's the only thing that'll stop it. Yeah. I mean, nah, Chicago ain't shutting down for nothing.
I'm going to admit I've been in Baltimore now 2 years. I don't miss the snow. Todd, they get snow where Louisville because he's just down south of where I'm at, but they'll get some snow down there from time. Like I'm not missing it. They're going to get some snow coming up here pretty soon. So, yeah, I guess I'm spoiled now. Neo said we've actually started selling athletic kegs here, like 30 plus accounts buying so far. Only run wild, but I never thought I'd see NAA draft. Yeah, the draft handles are happening in a lot of places, and it makes sense for a lot of different reasons. I mean, one, as I go back and I'll say from non-alcoholic standpoint, I enjoy what I did for non-alcoholic beers, and I'll enjoy some more, as I mentioned, during the course of the year. But I have to wonder, like, how much do you drink where you got to take a whole month off? I don't know. I'm not that level where you drink that much beer. But I can see where it happens. I can see with the taste, like the ones I have from Go Brewing, for instance, if I'm going to be the DD that night with a group of people, if it's something where I'm grabbing pizza, but I want to taste the beer to go with it or a burger, I can see where NA fits. If I'm, working that day or something, I can't drink an actual beer. I see where NA beer now has its spot for things. And it's so much better now than what it was back in the 80s and 90s when you were stuck with O'Doul's or whatever. So, yeah.
I have hit up Heineken Zero a few times when I needed to not have another one. And, sometimes when you can't, it's an option. It's something.
Yeah. And it's a better environment now.
And actually, I like Heineken 0.0 better than regular Heineken, actually. So
that's nothing wrong with that.
It's not as skunky. I like it better.
Well, while we're talking about non-alcoholic stuff, let's just say. So now hit the market with the now we got the non-alcoholic White Claw on the market.
Seriously?
Why do we have a non-alcoholic White Claw? Because at that point, why not just grab LaCroix? Why not give LaCroix or something like that? Why are you picking up like an overpriced seltzer? Like that? But
it's sparkling water.
They have non-alcoholic White Claw now in the market, and people are buying it. Yeah, so. I don't know what to tell you people that are buying it. I mean, I feel like I want to sell you a bridge. I don't have a bridge, but if I had one, I would sell it to you because I'm like, you're definitely gullible out there. It's like you're like the Evian. When you turn Evian around, it spells naive. I'm just saying, why are you spending that much more money on non-alcoholic White Claw seltzer? I don't know why. I don't know why.
Brian, did you see that meme? And it was this guy, and he like took this big chip of glacier in Antarctica off, and he's like, I'm gonna, give all these people water with this. And then underneath the meme, it was like, you're gonna give them like an ancient bacteria that's getting unfrozen and releasing.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
I did. Yeah. It's like, hey, Merry Christmas. Have this, and now you got good. Now you'll be in a bathroom 24 hours. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for bringing that to our tribe. We appreciate you. What's up, Bounty? Cheers, Jody. Great to see you, my friend. I think it's a good week when I don't have to buy fourth 24-pack 12 plus. Are you kidding me? Well,
Yeah.
Jody, you do drink Coors Light. You do drink Coors Light, which you do need more of those if you're going to drink it because you got to stay
Right,
hydrated.
Yes.
You got to stay hydrated. Yeah.
Got to moderate.
Oh, I didn't know they signed a deal with BW3. Oh, there you go.
Wow. All right.
You know what's funny? Like people say Buffalo Wild Wings. This is how you know you're old without saying you know you're old, right? So back in the day, it used to be Buffalo Wild Wings and WEC. And so then it was BW3 that people used to call it. That's where the BW3 comes from.
Yes.
And they got rid of the WEC. So if you're old enough, you remember it as BW3, but then some people, the newer people will say Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well,
It's
I
just
used to
funny.
call it BW3, and then I got tired of all of that, and I call it B-dubs.
B-dubs.
That can work
Yes,
too.
B-dubs.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go
call it
Yeah.
B-dubs
Yeah.
because it's just
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
when you
a
say
little- all right.
But when you say BW3, people are like, I don't understand. Where's the other W? Because it used to
Yeah.
be Wild Wings and WEC. And they're like, what's a WEC? I don't know. I didn't make the sign. That's just what they
You're
call
right.
themselves.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Do I look like I have a BW3 shirt on right now?
What? Don't come at me for that. Like I had nothing to do with that.
So they'll have that there as an exclusive. Okay, well, there you go. Well, Athletic is definitely building up for sure. I think Heineken Zero is good for that noon barbecue activities and then move to the reels. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it
sure.
fits that mold, right? So you're out like a barbecue, having a burger, having some ribs, whatever it may be, you can enjoy something like that. White Claw sucks as a seltzer. Had to hold my nose to get a
It's so important.
I like you just hold your
agree.
nose when you
I
jump
agree,
in the
Bourbon.
pool.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. It's I don't know why you would drink it non-alcoholic. I mean, I feel like you're drinking alcohol for a reason
I
if you're
will
drinking
say,
it.
I've been to events and parties and stuff where White Claw is what they had. They didn't have other options. That was just what people were drinking. And, you get to about 9, 10, 11 of those. You get a real nice buzz. And I did not have a hangover the next day. Just saying. No hangover.
Oh, there you go.
11
There
of
you
those
go.
fuckers.
But just think it. How many?
I could barely walk 4 steps. I was drunk as heck, but I didn't have a hangover. It was fantastic. So
That should be that should be a new commercial.
that was a bonus. I gotta say,
How many did it take though?
She had 11, like 11 or so.
I know. That's
Like,
what I'm saying. It's like
she's like,
a 6-pack will get you. Like you can drive, but a 12-pack
I
will
mean,
get you. Like
I'm used to higher
stumbling,
ABVs,
sort of, like
yeah.
a case of these would be fucked up.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Well, it's funny. So speaking of the ABVs, before I switch to the next news type thing, and actually at the hockey games, like Nemo said, does really well in the concerts they hold. Yeah, people get the taste of the beer. They're not getting alcohol. They can enjoy it. Right. They need to have it at some of the 49ers games because apparently people like to fight at the 49ers games. So apparently too much alcohol takes place there.
Well,
but anyway.
Hockey games and concerts, you still have to drive home through all that awful traffic at the end. So yeah, it makes sense to not get blitzed,
Yeah. I was going to ask you something, but I forgot what I was going to ask you at that point. Like I read up on a tangent there.
My eyes are green.
Take notes. Take notes.
They're green.
Take notes.
I know, right? Like do notes like Shannon. But what were you just saying before that point? You were saying
She don't know.
She don't know either. Yeah. JT, personally, I'm always going to pass on a near beer and a beer. My motto is if you don't like it, don't order it. Me. NA beers are totally different now, but JT's a little older than I am, but they're different than what we used to have for NA beers. So I think you'd be surprised at some of the taste you get out of them.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Hey, all I gotta say is like everything JT does, like get us around Chicago, it's all good. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Drink what you want to drink.
And you get back to Chicago, get to that damn bad apple again. Oh my God, that burger, that burger. It's like that burger haunts me at nighttime sometimes. Just how good the burger was at Bad Apple.
That was so good. That was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, you wake up in the middle of a dry sweat. Oh, bad apple, bad apple.
What is that? Get some bad apple? Yeah, I need some of that. I need some.
I need to get back to Chicago and get some more burgers. That place was a bomb. So Brewdog, let's talk Brewdog. So Brewdog's another one. It's a huge brewery. They're actually taking on Dry January with Mindful Drinking. They made an app and a special beer to celebrate Dry January. So again, you have breweries that are catering to it. Brewdog, being as big as they are, was kind of interesting to see them actually get involved as well. It's kind of like over here where we saw Sierra Nevada over in the UK, seeing Brewdog get involved and then do an app around it. So it's like you have to be able to have that wiggle room in there to come to where the people are, right? So I don't know if you need a full app for 1 month out of the year.
I wouldn't think so.
Well, it's a mindful drinking app. It doesn't specify just Dry January. They're just suggesting you start at Dry January, right? Mindful drinking.
Yeah, so you can
dry.
Right. So it's like, so you can track the beers you're kind of doing and kind of maybe get ideas, I guess, from some other stuff.
Isn't that what Untappd is for?
But it's Brewdog beers. They're doing it with just Brewdog stuff, I guess. I personally did not get the app, but.
So I have a fun Brewdog story. My father went to the store to get IPAs, and he saw a 12-pack of Brewdog with 2 IPAs in it, and the price was incredible. Like, it was like $11 for this 12-pack of Brewdog, and he's like, what? And he bought it right away. Took it home.
How much was it?
It was like $11 for a 12-pack of Brewdog.
Or 12-pack of Brewdog? Yeah, I'd pick that.
Like,
we'll stamp that as a Rajay deal. Yeah.
He got it. Oh, it wasn't. He got it home.
Oh.
No Rajay deal. No.
And he cracked one of those suckers open and took a big old swig of it. And he said it was the worst thing he'd ever tasted. Like, oh my God.
The date on it.
The beer had gone bad or something. Like, he was freaking out. He looked a little closer at the box. He had bought their NA pack.
Oh.
He bought their NA pack, and he tried one of each of the 4, and he gave them to chew because he couldn't drink them.
In the words of Gomer,
rookie mistake.
In the words of Gomer Pyle, surprise.
He saw the price, and he was so excited, and he got it home, and it was terrible. And then, of course, he only bought that at the store. So when he was home and couldn't drink that, he had nothing to drink. It was a sad day for him.
Shame on
man.
him.
I played taps again, but then I don't want Vanessa to have to stand up and have to. But yeah, you got. What's that? What was the old song back in the day, Todd? You probably remember. I can't remember what record was it. Oh, Ice-T, you played yourself. You played yourself. Thought you got a good deal, but you didn't. You played yourself.
Brewdog had funny names for their because for Brewdog it wasn't non-alcoholic. They were alcohol-free. They were very specific about being alcohol-free, not non-alcoholic, which meant one of their big beers is that Elvis one, right? Elvis juice, I think. They had Elvis AF, alcohol free, instead of his. I thought that. So actually, their beer names on it were really funny.
They're kind of slick in their marketing.
You can take it either way. It's like AF, okay, as fuck, or
alcohol free. So he saw Elvis AF, and he was like, "Oh, Elvis, the Brewdog, I gotta get this." No, don't do that.
JT, you have to get over the alcohol, but they are better. So, like, it's a taste thing. It's not about the alcohol for everybody. You got to be able to enjoy it. It's all about the taste.
Yeah, that one tasted like Fruity Feet. It was awful.
Well, you don't want that one. You don't want that one. You don't want that one. No.
It's not about the end result. It's like,
but when I think about when I had the Go beers, the taste was great for what you were actually getting there. You could satisfy, and at a point we talked about during the interview, it's like it satisfies a craving in your mind when you're craving that beer, and they're done well like that. It can satisfy that, and you move to the next thing, right? It's kind of like when I tell people try to lose weight, like if you get through that 10 minutes of not getting something that craving, you're better off for it. So, I don't always drink for the alcohol. I drink for the taste. So if I get a nice taste, non-alcoholic beer, because again, for me, and we talked about this in the past, I drink more towards the weekend. During the week, like the last beer I had, I think might have been last Friday before the show tonight. So I don't usually drink as much during the weekend And all the time, like a lot of people think we drink as beer too,
Right,
all that kind of
you're
stuff.
right.
It's kind of like I don't drink old like every day. I'm like pounding. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'd be like fucking wide as a fucking. I don't even know how wide I'd be. I'd be like
it'd be nice
I-
to do that, though.
I'd be like
No,
double
you-
wide. I'd be double
no.
wide.
No, you do the beer diet. You stop eating food, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
stop
so
having the food. You'll
you
lose
gotta
weight. You'll be fine.
No,
you gotta
no.
moderate, know your levels. Yeah,
It's not good true now. It's like, moderation. Drink,
yeah.
eat, whatever. It's,
That's
fine.
why I probably never do a
No,
dry
I
day.
have to get
I don't
it
drink enough. Where I need a month off. I don't drink enough. Where I need a month off. I know how to moderate during every week.
I mean, that's
so
true.
it's kinda like, yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, it's like,
Which
why would I
is
need a
like
month
dry
off?
January is like, whatever.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep friends in business right now.
It's
Yeah.
It's the Alcoholics Month, like dry January, like whatever.
I actually am not based out there. I don't know if Mal, if you've ever seen that.
No, I haven't been to a place called
Quenchers.
Quenchers. It doesn't
Or
ring a bell.
JT in
Anyway.
the chat. Closing out. I used to love that place. Actually, JT.
Oh,
Yeah, look, 2 blocks from the former location of Quencher.
wow.
The owner revealed herself to be racist. Who hates the
Oh.
neighborhood? Whoa, well, that's not good.
Ooh,
I
wait a
mean,
minute.
I guess she's a former Founders employee. I don't know.
That's unfortunate.
And it could have been. It could have been. Could have been.
I see all the stuff pop up from Founders, and it's like, yeah, I'd like to try you guys, but I just can't. I just can't do it anymore. I don't know if I ever bring back Founders. I don't know. I thought about making a video about like I don't know if I'll ever drink Founders again. It's kind of just like,
I mean, to be honest, like I've not bought Founders since then. Now I've
Yeah.
had some given to me, which is different. Like I don't support it.
yeah.
And Founders is like one of the top 2 or 3 breweries for me, like to buy in general. I was like, it was phenomenal. But since then, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go ahead, Mal.
I already had a majority of their staple stuff before all that happened.
Yeah.
And honestly, there are just so many darn options out there. I haven't seen a need nor want to run out and grab their stuff. I mean,
You're
there's
right.
a couple of their beers that I really enjoyed, and I don't blame the brewer themselves for the problems. I just, it's like, well,
Like
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's
got,
the
like KBS
the-
and some like backwood bastards downstairs, in storage or whatever. But it's like I've not bought any for years. I think I remember.
I mean, it's it's the fruit of the poison tree type thing. It's the upper management that they have that kind of have done the stuff they've done, and so that kind of bleeds through. So as long as you have the upper management still involved in your company, there's no way for me to actually come in to try your beers. It's just it's not like they basically, like I read a thing last week where they tried to be a part of the upcoming Fresh not Fresh Fest now it's Barrel and Flow, which is like the largest, black beer fest in the country in Pittsburgh every year. And they turned them down. They turned Founders down. Like, no, we don't want to be a part because you still have your people involved that are issues type thing. So it's kind of like, yeah. So it's like I can't move forward with them. Like we have Founders CBS on the shelves here. Like it's on the shelf. Like people are trying to find like we have it here. We have all the different Founder stuff here.
No, we do too.
And,
Yeah,
and it's like I walk past it like every time I go to the store. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so I don't know. I haven't seen anything where they're making enough of amends for stuff like up in the Michigan area. I know they closed the Detroit Tap House at one point. I don't think they reopened it as far as I know. But it's just like, it's one of those breweries. And like I said, like you said, Mal, it's so many other options that are out there. It's kind of like, I don't miss it as much. I used to enjoy a lot of their stuff. They got some new things. I'll be like, that'd be kind of interesting to try, but I won't. And I'll find something else to substitute in for it.
So a friend of mine who still drinks Founders was talking to me, and so I don't blame the brewers directly because I heard nothing about the brewers themselves doing anything wrong. I recognize brewers as artists. I truly do believe that brewers are artists, but I do also believe that artists can choose who they work for. And the conversation came up. Do you know who Wagner is?
Yeah.
Who wrote the Ring Cycle, the operas, the Valkyries, Flight of the Valkyries? He worked pretty much exclusively for Hitler and the Nazi Party for a while. I mean, he's a great artist, and his operas were amazing. But I mean, he didn't really have a moral compass on certain things, apparently. So, but I guess a lot of folks didn't on that, you know. But he's still an incredible musician and like writer of music, and I still listen to his songs.
I mean, I listen to Rise of the Valkyries.
Things.
It's like Rise of the Valkyries is one of my favorite composed pieces, but it's kind of like
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Did he have an option? I don't know if he had an option or not either under Hitler, right? Like if he had no option, it's kind of like I ride it or I die.
That is a possibility that he wasn't given an option, but it's also a possibility that he was wholeheartedly on board. You don't know. You know, I'm not sure. So because even if
it's like
a biography or something on him, you don't know where their information's coming from. And without him here to tell you, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know?
It's like you go to a sporting event, and every sporting event, especially college basketball, which is always plays, it's like they played a Gary Glitter song, who fled the country because of rape by an underage person, right? And it's kind of like, as a country is like, oh yeah, we're, you know, and I'll make jokes about, I shouldn't make jokes about the R. Kelly type thing or something like that and everything that happens, you know. But at the same point, we celebrate our artists at every basketball game playing the Gary Glitter song who actually did a bad thing too. And it's kind of like, so it's kind of fine that
what's the piano guy that married his like 12-year-old cousin?
Jerry Lee Lewis.
There you go. There's another one that's like, whoa, but
Great Balls of Fire.
When Great Balls of Fire comes on, because woo, you know, it's separating the artist from the moral issues can be tricky sometimes because
it can be.
People were messed up. I mean, Van Gogh, they're not sure if he actually cut off his own ear, but he obviously had depression syndrome of some sort. And, you know, he got in fights with everybody. He was just an angry little man. But
he was like taxi driver. He was like taxi driver back then.
And it's like
not stable.
Someone can be a great artist and be an asshole. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
But how far? Where does the line come where you can still appreciate their art, or can you not because they were an awful human being? You know.
Yeah.
It gets really awkward sometimes about it.
That's the I mean, you see it all the time, like especially in entertainment. Like I think about, I was watching something the other night and like it was late night, like Roseanne was on. It's like all these people have stuff over Roseanne, but it's like the Roseanne show is still in syndication, or the Cosby show is in syndication, or some other stuff where you know.
Is anyone still streaming Cosby Show? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they still do Cosby Show, but it's like the other artists that were on the show get royalties from it, right? So it's like, do you penalize all of them because one guy did the stuff that he may have done? So it's like, you know, yeah. So people have to, you know, they find their own balance. Like I said, people that I know some that drink Founders, and some people ask me about it. It's like, I just don't drink. It's like everybody has to make the decision for themselves. And to me, for where I'm at, I don't feel like they did enough to make up for something. And plus, me knowing one of the people that was involved in one of the lawsuits against them, and then when the diversity chief kind of pretty much blew him out the water, what she wrote and some other stuff there, it was just like, yeah, you're not really making those type of changes. I knew people that worked at Founders, and it was kind of like one of the guys I knew went to another brewery. I sent him an email like, I'm glad you left that firm, blah, 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 because all stuff happened. I'm glad you're not at that brewery anymore. So, yeah. But, you know, I let people have to make their own decisions, and I let it go from there.
Well, I mean, my favorite band is Aerosmith, and if anyone's going to tell me Steven Tyler never hooked up with a girl under 18, I'm going to slap them stupid, because are you kidding? Of course you did.
Steven Tyler definitely hooked up with a girl under 18.
Of course he did. Yeah, but they're still my favorite band. I still love Aerosmith. They made me love music. They made me become a music teacher. Like, that's why I became one, because he could sing 23 different levels of harmony with himself on all of his albums. It was fucking, and he played 20 instruments.
That's your say, Mallory. It's your say.
Yeah.
All right. Sure it is. The Toxic Twins. Yeah, Toxic Twins, him and Joe Perry. Are you kidding me right now? Please. I know better than that. I'm totally 21.
Yeah.
Please.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean they're solid for what they are, but again, it's all about expectations, right? So I enjoy them when I have them. I've enjoyed the ones I've had. I've had some in the past that were kind of like no, but like Mal said earlier about what she had. So yeah, Say, oh, I didn't get to say it. Like a Belgian quad, but I don't always want to drink 11%. La Trappe Nil Zero is perfect. Yeah, see, there you go, Nemo. See, that makes a sense as well. Like, I didn't even know they had Belgian non-alcoholic. That would be something interesting for me to check out.
I know. I want to try that now.
Yeah, La Trappe Nil Nilis. I'll have to take a look for that one. You got clown shoes there, Todd? You clowning around?
We talked too long about serious stuff. He's bringing out the clowns.
Ooh.
Send in the clowns.
Send in the clowns. Yeah. Clowns are always fun. I know people get freaked out by clowns. I know people that like they got freaked out by it.
Yeah,
like they wouldn't watch it. They wouldn't watch it because they were so freaked out by clowns. Like, it's a movie. They're not gonna come get you. It's a movie. Like, nah. I don't want
clowns.
To be fair, as a child, I found Clowns and the Santa Claus at the Mall scary long before I ever saw that movie. Or yeah, I found both of those things frightening as a child. So just saying. And sports mascots. Nobody's head should be that big. That was upsetting. Sorry. You're big and furry, but I think there's a person in there, and I don't know what that person looks like or thinks, and I don't like it.
God.
I didn't trust as a child.
Needles and questions was one of the bars he used to get cotillion, 3F stuff back then. What do you got?
One Easter, I was at my aunt uncle's house, and my little cousins were like 3 and 5-ish age, and their older brother, who was 2 years older than me at the time, he dressed up as the Easter Bunny and was out in the yard hopping around to, so the kids would see him hopping out. They screamed and ran and hid under their beds because they were so terrified to see this giant bunny outside. It was like, and they tried to bring him downstairs and have him come inside and say, it's just they're like sobbing and backing away.
Like, no, it's not.
I knew who was in the suit, and I was laughing so hard. I must have been 12 or 13. I was dying. I was laughing so hard. Oh my God.
Funny.
Okay, sorry, random story, but
no, you're good. You're good.
And then there were these moles, you see.
Not to the moles again. Dear Sam, what's up, my friend?
He was hopping in the yard, and his foot, like it was a mole. I'm sorry.
Moly. Big Daddy's back in the house. Here's Big Daddy in the house. Fat Bear. Hopefully the gout is good. I gave Big Daddy some help on the gout thing. Got a kick like that because I've had to fight that before in the past. So great to see you, brother. You got the Fat Bear. You still got the Hot Butcher. I like it. That's a peanut butter beer too. Good peanut butter.
It's
it's married a 13-year-old as well. How old was Priscilla? She was a 15. Yeah, she was a little bit older.
But still not cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. But there
I thought it was
against it then. It was.
Well, I thought it was interesting moving to Baltimore. One of the facts I found out, because I read Poe when I was in college. I was an English lit minor. So I read Poe when I was in college, but Poe married one of his first cousins.
Yeah.
And then they got a whole Poe house here and the museum. And you can find, but apparently it was pretty common to do that back then.
It was.
Which I'm like,
okay,
which to me just blows my mind. Like
the time of Elvis, but still, it's
It's like, why are you marrying in family? Like, why are you? And now we have the science behind it. Like, you run the risk of the kids and all that kind of stuff. But
the parents
back then it was common.
The kids had nothing to say about it. The parents decided. And if Dad and Mom needed to handle the dowry thing right away, well, that's when it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, they married off infants, and then once they were 12, actually sent them to be together. That happened. Yeah.
Well, the marrying of cousins changes my whole outlook on the Wolf of Wall Street. For those of you that seen the Wolf of Wall Street and DiCaprio's friend, what's the guy's name that played Donnie? He was in Superbad and all kind of stuff. He was chubbier. He lost weight.
I know talking about.
But he married his cousin in the movie. I'm like, you know what? You're just going back to old times. We shouldn't freak out about you marrying your cousin in there because he like told him like he's like why should anybody else get it? I should get it. I'm family, So there you go. Keep it in the family.
Yes, keep all that genetic issue in the family, please. Nobody else wants it, believe me.
Oh
Apparently
God.
they're from Kentucky, so
Apparently, or Mississippi,
or
Alabama.
Alabama.
Southern states, whatever. It's fine.
Almost every rock star in his 70s involved were underage. Yeah, I mean,
Zeppelin.
yeah. But a lot of those underage girls were trying to get into the concerts too, and they were kind of like playing like they were older as well. Also, so it's kind of like they were trying to step up, and then the artists were kind of turning a blind eye because you probably kind of knew, but you didn't say anything. So it's, yeah.
It didn't talk too much, and it had tits. They didn't care.
Well, yeah. Founders kind of lost them.
Ish.
They look about
all
right.
you needed at that time. It was like, nah, it's good, fine.
We've all seen Animal House. Yeah. Founders has a lot of lost sales here, but they changed all their packages, just blurs together now on the shelf. Yeah, they have it on there, but it's kind of like, people walk by and stuff. I mean, it's funny when I talk to people sometimes and they're like, oh, I didn't even know anything about Founders. And it's like, they're supposed to be beer people. Like, they're supposed to be beer in the industry or beer. Like, if you don't know about Founders by now, you're not really in the beer industry. Like, everybody in the beer industry knows about the issues that happen with Founders. So when you try to say you don't know about it, you're not paying attention, or you're not really in the beer industry. You're like beer light. Yeah. Or you don't care. Yeah.
You're just into the beer that you get, bring home and drink, but you're not like following what beer is in general.
Yeah.
That's a very
there's nobody in the industry that doesn't know about the whole Founders situation.
Now there are some like beer tubers and stuff who they get the beer,
they just drink it.
Beer, they do the talk, and then they're done. And then they're not going into the industry stuff. But there are some people who are like in sales or in marketing who should know these things.
Yeah,
I feel like you should know it in general. Like, I feel like you should know that regardless. Drink it or sales or whatever. Like, I feel like by this time you should know.
Yeah, they got rid of they used to great level, got rid of Breakfast Stout Baby. Yeah, the Breakfast Stout Baby, I remember. But it's funny, I saw the CBS. I saw the CBS, and I'm like, damn, Founders is so racist. Even the Mountaineer won't get on the horse anymore. Like, because there's no Mountaineer on the horse. It's just like the horse by itself. Canada's like, I don't want to be part of your racist act in America. No, I'm not. I'm out. No Mountie for you, Founders. I throw my hat on your racism right here.
Yes.
Getting rid of the Breakfast Stout Baby, that was long before any of this happened. They had the baby in the high chair with the oatmeal on his face, and it was an oatmeal
with
stout.
the bib. Yeah.
With the bib on, And all of a sudden they were told certain states wouldn't allow it. So Wisconsin, I could get the bottle with the baby. But in Illinois, I could get the bottle where it was just like the bowl of oatmeal in the high chair. It didn't have the baby anymore. So they had different labels for different states for a while. Because certain states wouldn't allow it because they thought they were selling their beer to babies, apparently, because it's a bottle. Babies like bottles. I don't know. But
it's like the call Sweet Baby Jesus. Someone let the call do Sweet Baby Jesus because of the whole Jesus thing. So
when I have a brewery, would it be bad to have a beer with the nativity scene on it? Would that be there's a baby in it? I don't know.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm not actually doing it.
That'd be phenomenal.
I'm
do it.
100% not doing this. Just saying.
No, you should.
Yeah.
Why?
Baby likes this IPA. There you go. Bam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Baby like. That's what it's
Baby
gonna be
like.
called.
Yes.
Baby like.
Yes.
So it's time for me to crack open another beer. You guys, I gotta switch cameras. You can't see this one as much because of the light. Let me switch cameras.
That's kind of dark. You might need to switch. Just because he wants to switch cameras to show off his camera.
I'm fading away like Charlie Murphy over here. Darkness. Charlie Murphy. Double nickel. It's funny because I say darkness.
It ain't no bad.
The name of the beer is Nocturnal. Name of the beer is Nocturnal Creatures. So darkness kind of works out well for it.
Nocturnal Creatures 7. Thank you very much.
Yes. Tiramisu inspired.
Bless you.
Tiramisu, bless you. God dang it. Tiramisu inspired Imperial Dessert Stout. 10.3 ABV. Tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu. Out of Louisville. Tiramisu.
I'm out.
Tiramisu inspired imperial dessert stout. Say that 5 times fast.
Can you
10.3
show me the label
ABV.
again? Did they have a picture of the nocturnal creature? Was it a mole?
Yes.
It was
I
a mole.
did. Don't start
I'm
that
just
shit.
checking if it was a mole. It kind of looks like a mole to me.
It's kind of like something you would have seen off the
He wants to flip me
I
off.
want to do it, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
He
gonna
wants
do
to
it.
flip me off so bad. Well, you know, my grandma was, never mind.
I like it.
Porter got rid of the woman on the
That's okay.
label.
It's-
Oh wow, they
it's
Porter got
okay.
rid of the woman on the label. The beer people don't buy their stuff anymore. They need to rely on impact buys. Yeah, I didn't know they got rid of the woman on the Porter. I remember her being on the Porter for Founders as well. But this one I'm going to crack open. I've had this for a little bit. Double nickel out of Pennsauken, New Jersey, back in the day where I used to roam.
What was the name of the town again?
Was it Pennsauken?
Oh, I thought you said pen sucking. I'm like, well, that's an awful name for a town.
Pennsauken, not sucking, Sauken.
I'm glad we cleared that up. I was concerned.
We used to have a place called Pennsauken Mart that was the bomb. You used to go there and get like deals. It was like pretty much a swap meet, but in New Jersey, it didn't say swap meet. It was kind of like you didn't know it was a swap meet until you went down south and you saw something called a swap meet. Like, wait a minute, we have a place like this, but we never called it swap meet. Like the North was just kind of being bougie about it, but it was a swap meet. We used to buy like
about everything.
we used to buy our Lee colored jeans back in the day. You're too young for this, but back in the day, Lee jeans were like the jeans to wear back in like the 80s. So you were in high school.
Back in the fucking day, I owned Lee jeans, you asshole. God damn it. I'm not that young. Stop that.
But you had the blue Lee jeans, right? I'm talking about the color. We had the baby blue with the pinstripe. We had the yellow. We had the maroon. We had the black. We had the different
I don't remember
flavors.
them making that for women. and
Exactly.
girls, though.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't. I mean, girls wore them. They just bought the guys' sizes and stuff. But back in the day, you wear that with the shell top Adidas and stuff like that. Back in the early days of the hip hop, and it was like Lee jeans were the jeans to wear. You had the shell top Adidas. You had the Adidas jacket. Yeah, you know, the tee, the rope chain, whatever. You know, everybody wanted to be Run DMC back in the 80s. So it was kind of like that was the thing we used to wear. So Pennsauken is where we used to get it at.
Lee jeans and flannel now.
DMC.
I did the whole Lee jeans and flannel, the grunge kind of look.
But see, that was the 90s. You're a millennial. It wasn't the 80s. The 80s we were hip hop. It was different.
I was wearing Lee
Don't-
jeans
don't
and
explain,
flannel
Brad.
in the
Don't
80s,
explain.
damn it.
But you weren't wearing any pinstripe. You weren't wearing the yellow. You weren't wearing the blue. You weren't wearing the maroon. You were wearing the blue because the blue is what you probably got. But you
I
weren't the
didn't make them
maroon.
for women, damn it.
The women bought the guys.
I didn't buy
They were
men's
hip hop.
clothes.
It was back in the day. I could pull up pictures and show you what the Lee jeans were back in the day with the shell top Adidas.
I didn't shop in the men's section.
And you had the
ever.
gazelle glasses and the
Except for boxers.
Tango.
I've shopped in the men's
Right,
section.
she wants to be a millennial so bad she can't stand
I
it.
know. It's all right if you're a millennial grunge. We like grunge too.
okay.
It was all good.
Well,
Todd,
if you want to come
Todd.
in, come on. It's fine.
You know, I wasn't going to warn you, but due to years with Meech, he knows how to get out of a straitjacket. He's going to take you out.
Well, he's in the other
Lee
room, so
dungarees.
he's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, Nemo's right. TLC and Salt Pepper used to wear the men's ones. Yeah, TLC videos back in the day, they used to wear them. Salt
God, I
and
love
Pepper.
that.
They
So,
did. They totally did. For sure.
yeah. It's okay. You were just young. Nothing wrong with being
love-
younger.
I mean,
You don't have to be
I
older
loved
with us.
Left Eye with every part of my being.
Yeah.
I thought she was
Yeah.
the
You
most
can't help- you
amazing
can't help
human
your
being on
age.
fucking earth.
It's okay. You can't help that.
Yeah.
No grudge. No grudge held.
I mean, she was the first woman I heard rap, and I got so
First-
excited.
The
She was
first song I
incredible.
played from TLC back in the 90s as a DJ, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Ain't
Mhm.
Too
Yeah.
Proud to Beg. And it was like, we
Oh.
got it in. And it was like, what is this here? TLC, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. We're going to check it out. Put it on. It was like an R&B type thing. And when Left Eye kicked in with the little rap, okay, that's a little catchy. That's a little
I
catchy.
got it.
We
I
started
got
to play
this.
it. Yeah,
I got this.
yeah.
Watch this.
I loved that
Yeah.
woman with every
DJ
part.
Rod kick is like,
Ain't too proud to beg.
watch this, watch this.
Ain't too. I think I still got it around here somewhere too. But
Mm-hmm.
that SWV was another one that we were the first one to play, like the SWV, one of their
Oh,
songs on the
SWV,
backside
yeah.
there. Yeah. We
The
used to
first
play.
album I owned of them was Crazy Sexy Cool, but then I went back and got the older albums, and oh my god, everything, just loved it.
Yeah, the vinyl I still got here for some of the stuff we used to play back then. And we used to do that back then. And Mal, you're outside Chicago, so you might know about the house music scene. We used to play house music.
Oh yeah,
back in the 90s.
oh yeah,
And it would be like we'd have the house show and the house music we would play back in the day, and it'd just be like,
yeah. That was wild around here, man.
you come to the radio station, you're like, where's the party at? We're ready to party at this point. We and all this stuff, we get hyped up in there. But yeah. And actually I went to there was a museum exhibit by the Bean in Chicago years ago, and they had a house music, and we went in and saw the different house, because house music comes out of Chicago for people that don't know. And it was just like great to see all the house music stuff they actually had there, and Jelly Bean and all kinds of stuff. And it was just like, I played all this shit back in the day. Like, yeah, it was pretty cool. So being a DJ was fun. It was like, one of the funniest things I think I've done in my life, being able to do that and stuff. So
That'd be cool.
Yeah. The funniest thing was when I actually found out people were like, when I was a kid, and Todd, you probably did this too. Like back in the day, like we used to be like in high school and we like hear radio stuff. We like to record, because I don't know if Mal had cassette tapes because she's younger than us. We had cassette tapes when we were so we used to record the radio shows.
I
right?
had records, 8 tracks, and cassettes. Thank you very much.
We used to record.
Kasem's like, what's going on there? Okay. Shut up.
No, I had VHS. I had 8 tracks, all right? I had 8 tracks, I had records, I had cassette tapes, I had VHS. I know how to use a payphone. Thank you very much.
Well, Fridays and Saturdays, we used to record, like, when I was in New Jersey, so we get Mr. Magic out of New York on BLS. So we used to record like the shows they were doing, like with Shantae and Biz Markie and all of them. So it was kind of funny when I was a radio DJ in college doing it, and like find out that people were recording the show that I was actually doing. Because it's like, you never think, like, you're doing this show, but you never think about recording you. But it's like, people were like, hey, can you do that? Can you do that mix again you did this time last week? I didn't get a chance to record it. Like, what do you mean? Like, I record your show like every week.
Like, what are you talking about?
Like,
yeah.
I get no, like, I had no idea. Yeah. But that was kind of a cool thing there. But I used to have
How cool would that be now to like hear that, like 20 years ago, 20, 30 years
ago? I've got a couple tapes that are still here around. But my friend that was a DJ with me on the station, he has all the stuff, he says. And he was planning to put stuff onto the computer, but I haven't seen if he'd done that as of yet. He's like, all stuff we like when we did the interviews with Busta Rhymes and Cool G Rap and all them. He has all that stuff, he says, still that he can. And it's just like, it was just so funny when people tell you like they recorded your thing, and you're like, really? Like, why? Why you recording? Like, and it was just like, I used to have one hell of an Ice Cube when he did Wicked, that song Wicked. I had a hell of a mix for that one back in the day. People were like, can you do that Wicked one again? But I was like, yeah. 1, 2, 3, and I come with the Wicked crew. And I'm like, Wicked crew. Like,
I say that because I listen to Howard Stern all the time, and they always play like old clips and stuff of him, like 30 years ago or whatever. It sounds like so like high pitched or whatever for what it is now. It's like, just if you had that clip back then, which you do, but it's like if you could play it now, like what's the difference in like your voice and your characteristics of back 30 years ago compared to now?
I gotta go.
Okay.
I ran.
The more I get another brew, the more I do the reaction channel now, it's kind of like I just got back into it again. I dropped 2 reactions this week on the reaction channel. I'm enjoying it again, just listening to some of the artists from now, but it does bring back those memories from back in the day. But it's kind of
for sure. Like,
I mean, just some of the stuff we used to play back then. And it's like I watched and I think we talked about it last week, that Cypress Hill documentary, and like it was cool because when you watch it on Showtime, they thank one of the things like Send Dog thanks to college DJ. But back then, I can still remember that day when it was like back in 91, it's like my music director, he's like, yo, you got to check out this album. And I'm like, what is it? It was Cypress Hill. And he's like, yo, you got to check out this track or whatever. We played it. It was like the Funky Feel one. It was like, that shit is dope. Like we started playing like Cypress. Right. So we were like rolling Cypress Hill, that and how I could just kill a man and all that stuff. And it was just like, it just took off, and it was
It's
just
kind of
like,
like a whole nother level.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
It was,
okay, all right, I got
yeah.
you.
I mean, for a job I never got paid to do, it was probably the best job I think I've ever enjoyed the most, as far as being able to be a DJ. And then I was doing some of the parties and stuff for some of the different things on campus and stuff. But it was fun. It was
even
cool.
like if a job to get paid for is like listen to music, you're like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You pay for this? Okay, I'll do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, we'll do this.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I would do like a old school DJ channel or something like that on YouTube if I could, but it's like so many problems you run into with copyright type stuff that makes it like you know to try to do that. But they block so much stuff nowadays.
That was like the longest time I listened to like LL Cool J on Sirius XM, and Shantae Roxanne is like, I was like, Shantae is like, okay, is it the same? Now since she started playing like the Shantae, you know, Roxanne, like UTFO is like, oh shit! It's like I remember when I was a kid listening to this stuff. Like, okay, that's kind of what got me into like liking rap and stuff. Like, okay, so my brother, you know, was older than me, listened to UTFO and the rap battles back and forth from UTFO and Shantae, and was like, okay, all right, I like this, and it just kind of grew from there. It's like, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like. Those were some fun times, and then we actually did like I don't know if I ever showed you that one thing we did with like we did stuff like for parties and stuff. Then like we used to do stuff with the reggae dance hall, and I don't know if reggae dance halls even as popular now as they used to be back in the day. But we used to do stuff for the reggae dance hall that we had there, and we put people in, and we would get just like have a blast, just like doing all different stuff.
So what? I don't know what that is actually. Like, what is?
So
that?
back in the 90s, like reggae.
Yeah.
The reggae dance hall was kind of like a type of club where you go there, you dance, but it's all more up and close, more more sensual type stuff. And some essential. But you think it's like Shabba Ranks. Shabba Ranks was like you would play, we would play like that, and some of the other one, Buju Banton and some other artists, and it was just kind of like
I was thinking, I've never heard that term before. I wasn't sure what it was. Like, okay, no, yeah, I got you.
But the house, we throwing some of that house music, and it'd be like, yeah, we throwing a little bit CC Peniston or some of the different tracks, and people just be like, yeah. I mean, it's just like house music is great energy.
It's like just go
like dancing and partying.
Just go with the flow.
It's like before you had like you didn't even need like the ecstasy and the rave type stuff. House music was already there ahead of time. Like that stuff came later after the fact, but house music would just get you so hyped up on stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
What you got? Oh, another old urban. All right.
This is Sentinel, and it's SCENT, so fun. It's an IPA, 6.2% with Citra Mosaic and Centennial. And again, their can art is really fun because they have a hop-shouldered Spartan here with his armor and stuff on, going to battle. So
Spartan.
Yeah, they do fun can art, I gotta say. But it is an IPA, and I'm like, okay.
You say this is
Citra and Centennial and Mosaic, and I'm like, I like Mosaic usually. The other two, not my favorites, but we'll see how it goes.
You got a pretty good head on it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what she said.
No, Todd. It really isn't what she said. No one ever said that.
You gotta say it just because.
No, she never said that. You said that, but she never did.
I will tell you, this nocturnal was hitting. Like a nice creamy stout as well.
Totally true. That's for sure.
Nemo said, "Die hard for the house music. Rest in peace, Frank and Knuckles." Indeed. Still listen to old school Bad Boy Bill Chicago. Oh, nice.
Fun.
Awesome. Yeah, Ice Cube, Predator is fire. Yeah, Ice Cube. Here's the thing with Ice Cube. Like Ice Cube, and it's funny because you always hear these things about, who's your top 5 lyrical people. Like, I feel like Ice Cube gets overlooked sometimes. Ice Cube has some pretty cool fire on his albums back in the
Ice
day.
Cube's like,
And
yeah,
that one
yeah,
with what was the one with Uncle Sam?
And I'll tell you what, he catches all the bad guys.
yes, he does. Always. He always. He's a good Samaritan, is Ice Cube is.
Yes.
What was it? It was it Death Certificate, that album? When he
No,
killed Sam.
no. What was I want to say something America.
I'm trying to look here.
Could be totally wrong on that, but
Let me see.
God, I used to love Ice Cube from like day one.
It was Death Certificate. It was on Death Certificate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was like, well, the one track was I Want to Kill Sam, but it's like that whole Death Certificate album was fire. So it's funny because like that back in the day, and they talk about this has come up, I've seen on some of the videos and stuff like that. I haven't really talked about too much in Rex, but it's like back in like the 90s, and Todd, you remember from like the hip hop thing, there was like a stream of consciousness when you go back through the late 80s through the 90s, where you had, Public Enemy, KRS-One, X-Clan, Ice Cube, NWA, Ice-T, all the different artists. And then all of a sudden, like 95, it went to the whole, let's push the whole gangster, or talking about hitting chicks, or talking about selling. Like the consciousness got pushed out by a lot of the major labels at that point.
Like, Snoop Dogg's first album, which was, what was it called? Like the
Dogfather?
Yeah.
Or Doggy Style? Doggy Style.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember like the first album, I'm about to tape. Me and one of my best friends like drove up to Bloomington to watch IU play. Listening to this tape, was like, this kind of sucks. Now, pretty much every song on the album is like phenomenal. It was like, oh, okay, it's so good. Like, it's so good. Like, but it was like, the initial like not knowing the song, whatever kind of thing is like, okay, it's not, whatever. It's okay, but they become like so iconic. Like, it's so good.
So growing up, you're kind of a child of your environment, and my environment did not include much house or rap or dance music. It was my dad, and he played classic rock. And then my school, it was pop music, right? So that's what I was inundated with at a young age. Aerosmith was always my favorite. They did that the crossover with Run DMC, and a whole new world opened for me, man.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh my God, there's a whole lot more out there. My mind was blown. Yes, my mind was blown. And I was so excited, and I just started delving into all of it, and it was so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what the funny thing is? I was typing in Nemo. You need to definitely check out the reaction channel that I got here too, because I'm actually doing a lot of stuff out of the UK that's pretty similar to some of the stuff we had from back in the day as well. But so Run DMC, Aerosmith, Walk This Way. I would say it was 1985, I believe.
Something like
and
that.
It's funny because here's the thing. So back in the day, one of the things I don't know, very like the people don't even know, like a lot of the hip hop artists study a lot of music. So Jam Master Jay used to like scratch a lot of different things or mix a lot of things, but he had a library, but he had like Aerosmith was part of his library to pick up riffs and stuff on.
Oh yeah.
And
because Joe Perry could lay down a heck of a riff.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so when they decided to go ahead and get this cut, like Rick Rubin and them at Def Jam, that wasn't Rick Rubin, it was because they were on Profile at the time, I believe. But whoever it was there, Russell Simmons' brother was over at Def Jam, who was Run's brother.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they ended up kind of coming up with this idea, but like it was kind of a weird mix with Aerosmith was like, I don't know, rap music and blah blah blah, because rap and rock. But the funny thing is, at that time, you had teens, just different sided tracks, but kind of doing the same thing, wanting to get their voice out on stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect mix of having them come together on it. It's kind of like rap. I tell people rap and punk rock are not off from each other by that much. You basically had both groups trying to get their word out, and they're finding angst to be able to do that. And rap is telling a story from the streets and inner youth kind of doing what they're seeing. Punk rock is doing the same thing from the side from what they're seeing and stuff. So anyway, they end up getting together, and it's like they went through and they were kind of doing it, and they ended up putting this together, and it just became history after that fact when they were able to actually do this. But it's kind of like they were doing it, and like one point, like DMC didn't really want the guitars or in there, and they were like, no, we got to have the guitars in because the guitars do this. And but it was like there was different stuff, and they had to actually work at it. And then they were just surprised how big it took off.
Yeah,
just surprised like how many people took it in. Yeah,
and the breaking down of the wall, like that was the whole idea. It was beautiful. The whole thing.
Yeah. And then the one thing from like the Run DMC thing is DMC. He's actually got a pretty good background around rock. He loves rock music. So he's always been in kind of a rock. That's why like we hear things like Rock Box, or you hear like some of the other stuff they did from the early years. There was a lot of guitar type and stuff, a lot of the heavy drums. They kind of brought that stuff all together. So it's kind of a creative type way of how it all actually happened. But it was kind of like when they did King of Rock, it was kind of like because they saw rap music not being accepted or whatever. So that's why when they did a video, it was about getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is hilarious because they were the first rap group to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame all those years later. You know, so
well, you know, it's funny. My friends' parents weren't necessarily rock and roll type people. So none of my friends listened to the stuff I listened to. I got my friends excited about Aerosmith when we were in 4th grade.
Yeah.
I had one of the albums playing when my dad was driving us to a movie or something. And one thing I always liked about Steven Tyler, he sang really fast. The lyrics were really quick, like almost rap-like in his own songs. Like they might have the guitar riffs and stuff, but he would talk really fast. It was because of Aerosmith that I got into accelerated reading in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
I had the lyric sheet from my cassette, and I would play their songs, and I had a sheet of paper, and I would move it down each line as he was singing and would read along until I learned all the words to the song. And I ended up getting into accelerated reading when I was 7 years old because of all the swear words in Aerosmith songs from the Get a Grip album.
Like, hey, no, you can't.
My favorite song was Fever, in which the first words were, I got a rip in my pants and a hole in my brand new shoes. I got a margarita nose and a breath full of Mad Dog booze. So I couldn't sing these songs at school, obviously, but I was 7 years old singing this song because I loved the band so much. So but my dad took me and my 2 best friends to an Aerosmith concert when we were in 4th grade. It was one of our first concerts, and it was just awesome, you know?
Bravo!
I think
bravo.
I think with Aerosmith. So growing up, when I grew up, like I said, I've said many times, like when I was growing up through the 70s and stuff, like I learned to play pool listening to Kansas Dust in the Wind. Because like when I learned to play pool at our recreation center, we had a jukebox back in the day. Now the young people are like, what's a jukebox? Well, you used to put a quarter in this little machine and play the songs for you, right? So, I didn't say you. I didn't say you. Can you
hear the jukebox? Let me turn it up for you.
I didn't say you. I'm just saying for the younger folks.
That was cheap. Quarter-ish. What?
But for my memories, I remember like Dust in the Wind was always on. And so it was kind of like, I feel like when I learned to play pool, it was to Dust in the Wind. But listening and growing up to AC/DC and different things, and Aerosmith, hearing Dream On was one of those songs that was just, and then you find out like he was doing all the voices, like literally like people didn't believe he was doing all the voices, and he'd have things where he was showing he was doing all the different voices and the different pitches and all that kind of stuff. It was just like, it's an amazing song well put together by Aerosmith. So from that point going forward, I was a fan listening to their stuff as well. And like Rush was another one I was a fan of as a kid listening to. Just, I had no idea how this man got the high voice like he did, but seeing him on MTV, it was like,
Yeah.
That's pretty good, right? So it's kind of like you were kind of hooked in. Like Tom Sawyer was one of my favorite songs ever as a kid to listen to back in the day. And I learned this appreciation of music and just getting into it. I can still remember like the first time I saw like YouTube New Year's Day, like that video when it came on, and Madness, Our House, and Men at Work, Who Can It Be Now, and all these different artists that took, and it was just like that built up more because I mean I came out of the era where I was listening to Kool and the Gang, and I was listening to Michael Jackson, listening to all the different Motown stuff, but I was also listening to some of the different rock stuff, and we had like all kinds of different music collections. My mom had all different kinds of records and stuff that were around, but then growing up, you start to pick up all these different things. Yeah, I would go to the library and literally listen. I would listen to like Johnny Cash at the library. I would listen to like 16 Tons. I would listen to songs like most kids want to listen to just because of the different melody and the different rhythms you would pick up from stuff. Yep. And it's just, I always will have an appreciation for music and just like the place it can take you to, because it's just like to sit there and hear those soothing sounds can just like open up other things. Like for me to sit there and listen to stuff, I'll listen to music when I'm trying to think, and I'll come up with ideas where I have music playing in the background.
I remember when I was a kid, like Run DMC and Walk This Way played on the radio when it was a hit, like played every hour on the hour, whatever. So I used to go to bed to listen to music. And that some bitch played every single night at like 2 a.m. in the morning. Like you set your watch to it. It's like it come on. And I don't know why, but it woke me up. I'm like, and I like that song, but I was like,
really? Right now?
Like air music, like no big deal. Like that song's like Walk This Way, whatever it was. Like
it was he hit that nose.
Woke up, was like, what the hell? I was like,
he sounded too much like your alarm clock, I guess.
Yes,
I would say that was a soothing track to have in the middle of the night. No. But we in college, my freshman year, we used to go to bed like Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, or one of the other out. It was just like, it was just, I've always, like I said, had that appreciation for music and enjoying it and love to experience. Like I could, we had I was in West Virginia, WVU, so we listened to bluegrass and all that kind of stuff on the radio station. We were an alternative station, but being able to listen, like people talk about Henry Rollins. Like I listened to Henry Rollins when it was a Rollins band, and it was just the intensity of it and the lyrics and the thought he put into the lyrics. It just like was eye-opening on some of the stuff. I'm always a big Henry Rollins fan when he's doing stuff, because his intellect is much more than I think people give him credit for and stuff. And we were listening to Nirvana before Nirvana was really big as Nirvana, because the thing with our radio station was we were alternative college, so we would play stuff before it hit the big radio market. And once it did, we would stop playing it. So we were playing early like Chili Peppers, we were playing early Nirvana, we were playing early Soundgarden, we were playing all this different, and it's just like had like an awakening of different things. So it was cool. It was a great time. I mean, being a radio DJ was one of the funnest times of my life for the years I did it.
Now I remember this. Rod, you might. Mallory, you might also. Like Homie House. Like buy like 12 albums for a penny.
Columbia.
I used to do that shit all the time.
I easily bought some shit and like didn't pay for it.
Man, like the collab, whatever. Back in the day, I'm like, should I be listening to this? The fun thing is, like, our daughter doesn't give a shit about whatever. She just listens to hip hop, whatever. Doesn't matter if they cuss. Doesn't make it. I used to be conscious, like, I'm not sure if should I be listening to this? I'm not sure. Like, I will, like, down low, listen to it just on a soft whatever. But mom come in the room like, nope, turn the channel real quick. Like, no, it's okay. It's good. It's all good.
I never understood how Columbia House was supposed to make money off that deal. Like, you give me 12 records for a penny? Fuck yeah, I'll go.
I know, right? Right? Yes, I used to do it all the time. Like,
so I mentioned, like I was kind of stuck in a genre in my younger days, and then had a eye-opening experience with Run DMC. From there, I went everywhere. Like I went through the
big words.
Rap, I went through R&B, I went through Motown, I went through a couple others. The whole doo-wop scene, loved that. I was in love with the whole doo-wop thing. The barbershop quartets I went through, and then I went all the way back to like World War One, World War Two, and started listening to some of that.
The
So
big
way
band,
back.
the big bands, yeah, yeah.
the ragtime, the ragtime, and
Oh,
the big
yeah.
bands, and the
Yeah.
Andrews Sisters. I lived for the Andrews Sisters. I know every song they've ever done. I was
Yeah.
obsessed with the Andrews Sisters.
I mean, as a kid, I would actually, I would see some of their stuff because, you know,
yeah, the
I didn't
three-part
see a.
female harmony.
I'm
was
not that old where I saw First Run for those of you watching. I saw it on reruns, but as a movie, back as a kid at my grandmother's house, they'd have Abbott and Costello type stuff, but they'd have like Andrews Sisters would be like Abbott and Costello or something like that and everything. And you see him perform.
And
Yeah.
Bing Crosby used to sing with them all the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's another
It's
artist.
Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple.
Shirley
Temple.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I love Shirley Temple. I thought she was the Bluebird. That was like my favorite movie of hers.
I mean, let's just be honest. I may have sung Lollipop song once or twice in my life. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Wait. Hold up. On the good ship, Lollipop. That one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I may have done the first
Yeah.
times as a kid.
Lollipop.
Wait, we got.
Yeah.
You're on your own,
There's
Mal.
not a
We're
different one.
gonna take a break for a second.
Yeah, I might have been on a good ship a few times. I'm just saying.
Yes.
But yeah, but you
There's
learn.
the one that Chu sings whenever something sad happens on purpose to be a dick. He sings sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Da da da. I don't know the whole song, but that's what he sings anytime he's trying to be a dick and someone's sad. So yeah, he goes straight to that one. So there's another lollipop song for you.
That's awesome. That's
Easy,
great.
Emerson. I don't need another channel because I'm having trouble running the channels I have right now. But that's a great idea for a channel
Actually, yeah.
to do like a Gen X radio show. Yeah. I was thinking about that one. That's actually that's a really good idea, actually. Like
But getting the rights to all the songs would be the hardest part.
that's
right?
the hardest part, but just being able, you could do it as kind of a commentary, but you'd have to kind of keep submitting stuff to have permission for fair use, but kind of going back and just like, you know, talking about like In Excess and one of their songs, or talking about, you know, Men at Work, like I mentioned, talking about Run DMC, talking about Salt and Pepper, talking about growing up as a Gen Xer, this is what
Back
we
in the
listen
day,
to, and
yes,
kind of breaking down. That would be I'm actually digging that idea, Emerson.
That's good. That's a phenomenal.
I meant to put that on the big board, and I don't know if I can
Yeah.
run 3 channels. I'm struggling with 2 channels right now, but that would be a fun channel to actually do, and just growing up Gen X.
If it's no faces like podcast style, Chu will help you out.
Yeah,
No,
so there you go.
because
Yeah,
it's like-
but let me get. Chu will give me a hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
and bring Emerson on board because he came with the ideas. Like bring him
Oh,
on
Emerson
board.
have great ideas.
That
For it.
also.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That political religious tropes. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the dance hall was more about just kind of party. I mean, a lot of dance hall reggae spots were hooking up and stuff too. So yeah, you know,
I
Mr.
got
Shaggy Shaba.
super into soca as well for a while there.
That
was fun. It reminded me of house. Like it comes on and you're just like, oh hell yeah, and it's all energy and stuff. Like I loved soca for a while there too.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Nemo. Ice Cube and Scarface. Scarface has some pretty good stuff there too. Yeah, I shared the link to the reaction channel for anybody that wants to check that out. But like Nemo, I think he would definitely enjoy it. So yeah. What's up, Angie? Cheers, Angie. Maryland represent. Great to see you, my friend. Cheers to all. Jay was moving up Van Halen and stuff and mixes back in the yeah. Jay was mashing. I tell you, it's like Jam Master Jay was doing so many good things. RIP to Jam Master Jay. It's like he just was deeply into it. You know, one of the DJs I'll say that I feel like is overlooked or was overlooked over kind of in a point outside of maybe if you were in the hip hop community was like Jazzy Jeff. Because everybody thought about Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince being Will Smith. It was kind of like the whole commercial thing. Jazzy Jeff is one of the best DJs that ever did it out there. And he was just on the 50th anniversary of hip hop on the Grammy type thing. But back in the day when they would have DJ competitions, growing up in Jersey, I never went to see him live over there, but we would get the stuff and the feeds and stuff out of Philly. I mean, he would just like crush it and just the flow and the stuff he still does. You can actually watch some of the Jazzy Jeff stuff on Facebook or Instagram or wherever he posts stuff at now. And it's just like, the man is a beast and he knows music. And it's kind of like being a DJ was kind of a cool type, fun thing to do, just to be able to do that, have fun and have the rhythm. And it's funny. When I went to Chicago, I didn't get a chance to see you guys last year and stuff, but I saw like Dave and all them. One of the places we had the last night, we had a DJ. And I'm like, oh, you should put this on. You should put that on. Nobody was dancing. He started putting stuff on. I was telling him. People started dancing. It was like, dude, you don't even need, because he was like a young guy. You have no idea. Like, give up the tables to me, and I'll get people grooving in here, like type thing. So being a DJ, you gotta know the feel.
Karaoke, but I like to do karaoke a lot. But I will look at the whole crowd and judge the general age group and pick my songs based on that. Because I know they'll enjoy hearing
that's what you do
songs more than others, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I haven't been a DJ, true, but I was a music teacher for a long time. So, you know, judging your audience is very, very important when you're doing public music.
You have to know the room you're playing to, right? And
which is why the very first time I was teaching 5th grade band, you know what one of the first songs I had them learn was?
What was that?
House of the Rising Sun. 10-year-olds playing House of the Rising Sun.
Like,
just saying on their little band instruments. It was really cute. And after they had gotten it down pretty well, then I actually played the real song for them and like kind of, you know, threw in some history stuff, and they got really excited. They were like, "Oh wow, that's so cool!" And like, it was pretty awesome.
That's pretty funny. Well, it's funny. Nemo mentions Public Enemy and the Bomb Squad. My number one group is Public Enemy from back in the day. But I think back to the movie they just did Straight Outta Compton that they did a couple years ago, the Ice Cube, the NWA movie. And some people didn't realize, like, part of the movie when Ice Cube leaves NWA and he goes to he's meeting with the Bomb Squad. So it wasn't pointed out there, but like in the scene. And back then, Chuck D used to wear like a pirate's hat and stuff too. But if you look at the scene, it's like when Ice Cube goes ahead and he releases No Vaseline, he's meeting with the Bomb Squad, who's coming up with the beats and stuff, Hank Shockley and all of them and stuff, which is pretty cool. And it's like if you were a real hip hop head, you noticed that it was the Bomb Squad type thing. And it's funny because when he first approached going to work with the Bomb Squad, they were kind of hesitant because they didn't want to get pulled into the whole Ice Cube versus NWA beef that was taking place and stuff like that. But he ended up winning them over, and they ended up working with them. And of course, then we got great stuff out of Ice Cube coming off the East Coast too, which is like, okay, he's fired. It's just like, it's like NWA. You don't want to mess with him because No Vaseline tore you guys up. You just don't just leave Ice Cube alone. Don't even mess with him anymore. Like.
I lucked out though because my dad's dad listened to Perry Como and Patsy Cline, and that was it.
Yeah.
My dad listened to all the rock stuff that his dad hated. His dad was like, "That's awful, awful stuff. You can't listen to that." Da, da, da. And of course, he did anyway. So for me, when I started branching out, and I had Tupac or Public Enemy or some of these other things. My dad, you could see it in his eyes that he wanted to say, I'm not super comfortable with you listening to this. But he never did. He didn't do it. He said, maybe, don't play it loud if we have guests.
Yeah.
Because, there's lots of swearing and stuff. But, like he let me do my thing and let me figure out my stuff, which was very kind of him. So, but you can see it in his eyes. He was like, okay.
I'm just trying to picture.
The stuff you were listening to was awful. Like they said awful things. Like there were a lot of terrible things in your music. Shut up.
I'm just trying to picture Mallory walking around like if my homies call, like doing Tupac.
Oh my God. You should have seen me. You should have seen me when I discovered Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, you and Blake, because Blake's one of Blake's favorite
Harmony?
groups. Yeah.
That rocked my world. I was all over that shit, man.
Yeah. R.I.P. Uncle Charles.
Their stuff, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. And at the same time, Dad's in the car with me, and I have that on the radio, and he's sitting there going, because this is before cell phones. He's not playing on his phone to not pay attention. Oh no, he was paying attention. He didn't have a choice.
It's the thuggish, rugged bone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I miss my Uncle Charles. Y'all, yeah, back in the day, yeah.
I
Meet
love
you
them.
at the
I just love them. I
crossroads,
thought they were great.
yeah. Shout out to John in the house, home bartender with John. Cheers, my friend, coming in through Mal's channel. There. So
Cheers.
great to have you.
Oh, neat. Hi.
Angie said, "Creative something." Say hi. Appreciate you, Angie. And y'all haven't checked out Creative Vibrations with Angie. It's an art channel, folk. Don't get any ideas in your head about the vibrations. It's an art channel she does. So check out Angie as well.
Aw.
As far as I know, I don't know what happens after hours. After hours, it might be something different, but right in the early hours, it's about art. So, Ty, you're muted too, by the way. Trez in the house. Cheers, Trez. What's up, homie?
Cheers, Trez.
Hopefully all is well, my friend. Trez probably putting in the work grind right now. Let's see here. And Emerson says, Rod, please take a few look into streaming regulation of Twitch. Personally, no DJ to make a full-time living doing it. I don't think it's regulated. I think on Twitch, you might be able to do a little bit more than what is on YouTube. Yeah, I gotta think about that idea. I think your idea is actually pretty solid to kind of think about that. I like to try to do it all on YouTube just because I've got the other channels on YouTube that I'm doing, but it might be something for Twitch. I don't know. We'll see. TikTok is always good too. So now I'm doing TikTok.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
Our minds want to know.
Let's see here. Do we have time for more beer news? Let's see if we can run through. Trogs. If you like Trogs, did we do this one last week, Todd? I don't think we did. I don't think we did any beer news last week, right?
That's what you said earlier.
That's what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking at this one.
Think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So if you are a Trogs fan, like I get Trogs here, Trogs great beer, I do like them, but they actually have released their once in a year bold fan favorite ale, as they call it, their Nugget Nectar. It's IPA, I believe, but if you're looking for Trogs and their Nugget Nectar, now is the time to actually get that because that is available out there now.
You don't see a lot of folks using the Nugget hops either. It's
more
rare than you would think.
Very true.
Yeah.
There's a place up in Wisconsin that has one called Nuggetopia, which was my first time trying the Nugget hops, and they're intense. They put bold here. Yeah, it's bold.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people seem to like this one here. So if you get a chance to check it out, I would definitely say check it out there. Also, being that I was in Ohio for a number of years, I will tell you, Hop and Frog Brewery makes some damn good beers. They actually teamed up with University of Akron on a beer, Zips Hoppin' Blonde Ale. It's just interesting. So, these colleges are now getting beers. I'm like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That
3 of our Ravinia beers were designed by the students at Southern Illinois University.
Yeah, and breweries are getting
Southern for a while.
And universities and colleges are doing beer programs now too to get people certified. So it's a great industry being created there from beer. Long overdue, probably.
Do you see Hop and Frog there in Maryland? Or
sometimes I'll come across a Hop and Frog. I'm trying to think either here or New Jersey. I've seen it in a couple spots. Not as much, obviously, as Ohio and Kentucky where I was getting it. Yeah.
I don't feel like we see it here in Indiana. I don't know about Louisville. I'm not sure, but
Louisville, please.
Or Louisville, whatever.
You're like you're a native. You've been there for how long? Forever.
That's where all the malls.
I still get bashed for it, so
Let's see here. St. Louis breweries, because one of the things that's kind of fell out of the news, we all know about the Maui wildfires that happened. They're still actually doing stuff out there. So
really?
If you happen to see St. Louis breweries that come through, Schlafly or some of the other ones out of St. Louis, Boulevard, they're still trying to help out with some of the mild wildfire efforts. So anything you kind of go to that brewery can help out in that resolved and stuff. So, yeah. Frederick County farmer growing award-winning heritage hops with Virginia beer in mind. So this was kind of interesting just because out of Virginia, the one person here, they're growing their farms, growing stuff. I'm actually kind of surprised with the booming beer industry. We don't hear more about farming of hops because, we talk about the farms. You have like the different things that are taking place, but it seems like there's a great opportunity for a lot of people to grow hops and be able to sell that as an industry. So kind of cool that he's doing it for the Virginia breweries, but it could be an opportunity for other stuff out there too.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked about some of the stuff from last year. Flying Fish out of New Jersey, they filed for bankruptcy now. So Flying Fish actually has some pretty decent beers. I've done some of their beers on the channel, so it's sad to see that there, but they filed for bankruptcy protection. I think they're doing Chapter 11, but
That's the safer one than 13. 13's the
yeah.
bad one.
Yeah, so this is the industry that we're actually in right now. So you got this kind of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Probably the coolest story that I've seen of the beer news stories here. Iranian woman uses brewery. It's called Back Home Beer if you want to check it out, to connect with her family heritage, infusing classic beverage with a taste of who she is and where her family came from. So they're using the old recipes that come out of kind of the area around the Middle East, which if you know about beer, 5,000 BC Mesopotamia, where it kind of came out of. It's kind of cool. They're bringing back different ingredients. And this is why diversity plays an important part of beer, because you have people that are coming in with different perceptions that are bringing different things to the table. So Back Home Beer is a cool one to check out if you happen to see it. They're actually crowdfunding on some stuff right now to get into an actual brewery spot, I believe. But I saw the video on it, and I thought that was a really cool thing to actually check out. I posted on Twitter and Facebook as well. But it's one of those great stories from beer of what's taking place here.
Well, Liquid Love, where Choose GM, it's Indian owned, and they have a series of beers called their Monarch series, and they're all made with basmati rice and Indian flavors. Nice. So, they'll have a wheat beer and it'll have coriander and some other flavorings that they generally use in Indian food, But he's incorporated Indian flavors into a lot of his Monarch beers, it's a really neat series. I mean, first of all, the rice kind of smooths it out a little bit, but then you get these fun flavors, these spices that you don't expect in weird places, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
He's really done a lot of cool stuff with the Indian style of beer. So yeah, that's been pretty neat.
That would be kind of cool to check out for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Nemo had asked, did you say Southern Illinois University? Salukis.
I did. We had the Saluki-toberfest in 2022. We had the Dog Pound Porter also in 2022. And last year we had the King's Cream Ale, all designed by the students at Southern.
Nice. And Nemo said he went there once and went to a place called Scratch that was in the middle of nowhere by SIU, but it was awesome. So there you go. Oh, that was funny.
The campus or anything, but I know we're opening a production facility down there soon.
Yeah, it's always cool when you find like surprise places you weren't expecting to find. Makes it definitely entertaining trip for sure. We talked about BrewDog earlier, so I'll talk about BrewDog again here. Apparently, there might be a movie in the mix, basically talking about their rise.
Okay.
Interesting. I used to watch the BrewDog. He's Todd. I don't know what Todd's doing over there. So I'm gonna meet him here.
I'm wearing tinfoil.
Yeah, I don't know if he's pouring dog food out or what was going on.
He's making his tinfoil hat. He's getting worried. He's been on the internet too long.
Getting to the Alex Jones hour, I guess. But so James Wyatt said they're talking about the rise of them, what they're doing. Apparently there's script stuff being done, or actually in production or or pre-production about it. But be kind of interesting to see how they actually became who they are in that regard.
Documentary style, or
I think it's like a documentary type style of their rise. I will say they are entertaining from when they used to have a channel back in the day on the network was Esquire, I believe, up in New Jersey. I used to see it up there when I went to visit, and it was about when they were out of Scotland doing stuff. They're pretty entertaining to actually watch, so a movie could be kind of pretty cool. So
that's fun.
Yeah. But on the same thing with BrewDog, so now they're being criticized for abandoning the real living wage for employees. So over in the UK, more than here in the US, they had initially said they were going to do like a whole new wage system based on the living wage they have, which is kind of like, I guess, our minimum wage here. And they're kind of backing away from it now. And basically it's going to be whatever they have plus probably tips or whatever. But they're getting a little bit of criticism over there. So it's kind of interesting. I've just pay people what they're worth. It's kind of like, why are we still having these arguments taking place on things or disagreements? Like people just need to be paid for what they're worth. Yeah. Let me see here. Comments. The Ballast Point curry style used to be really good with the Indian curry in it. Okay. I was like, I never had that one.
I don't think I had that one either.
Yeah.
But I will have to tell Manny about it.
Yeah.
He might
But
be interested.
let's see here. And where did I go over here? So I'm going to actually run to the restroom real quick. I'll leave for Todd come back. So that way you weren't all alone, Mal, so you guys can talk about it. I think Todd has control. So if Todd wants to go through the comments, he can. If not, I'll be back in a second.
I don't
You're
know if
caught
I
up
did or
on the
not.
comments.
I think you have whatever to be able to do so. Because you can pop yourself in and out if you want.
But
Try to
you're-
click.
you're
Try to
caught
click
up
on it. I mean the news, the beer news.
Oh.
If not, I'll be right back, and you guys can talk about whatever comes to mind.
I don't
Where's
know.
your
I don't-
tinfoil hat, Todd? Oh, he did leave. See, he was going to leave anyway. He actually left. That's really funny. I was really hoping he was coming back with a tinfoil hat. I'm a little disappointed. I know I heard tinfoil. So, hi, everyone. I'm hoping they'll come back soon. But in the meantime, so yeah, the curry stout is one that I never heard about. I'm curious if it was like spicy or was it like a coconut curry, like creamy instead? Like he got stage fright. Yeah, he must have. After all these years, it would make sense. But yeah, I'm curious about the curry stout. That sounds really interesting to me. I think that would be something I would be intrigued to follow up on. From Ballast Point too. That must have been before the purchase then. Because I'm pretty sure I've had most of the Ballast Point beers now that Kings and Convicts owns them because I live close to Kings and Convicts. And when you go there, over half of their taps are Ballast Point. You still get some of the Kings and Convicts beers, which, by the way, they had a beer called the King's Bitch, which was a super hoppy West Coast IPA, which was delicious. I do have the t-shirt because I'm very excited to have a t-shirt that says the King's Bitch in great big letters on the back because it's funny. But they changed the name of that beer because it wasn't PC enough after they bought Ballast, and it made me cranky. So yeah. I can't pull up the comments, but home bartending with John, I'm seeing, I wonder if the curry hits on the back end. I certainly hope it doesn't. I mean, it's like the oyster stout, right? You're not supposed to have reactions to that either. I hope. It's called Indra Kunindra. It used to be a big release in San Diego. It's a coconut lemon curry and kaffir lime imperial stout. That is insane. Todd ditched me as soon as you did, by the
What
way.
the hell happened there?
Oh, he totally
Todd.
ditched me. So
He's right.
there he is. He came back right when you did.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what
That's
happened.
Todd. That's fucked up. That's
It
just
was
fucked
really
up.
funny because both of your screens went blank at the same
No,
exact
I heard
moment.
you talking, but I couldn't. I was like, I was trying to get in, but I couldn't. I was like, what is going on here?
That's okay.
Don't put me right.
I couldn't show everyone's comments, but I was just reading them aloud and chatting, so it was fine.
That's messed up. So you already
But yeah,
covered
Todd,
the
you're kind of a dick.
Todd with the stage fright.
Todd, sunshine, lollipops, and no, fuck you.
What if the curry hits on the back end? Ooh, well, you have to worry about that. Yeah. San Diego coconut lemon curry and kaffir lime imperial stout. Ooh, okay.
I know, right? It sounds really
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, that definitely does. Todd, what are you doing?
Because I'm not.
He's
I'm
hiding his
working,
face in
apparently.
shame
I'm
because
not
he was a
working.
dick.
Well, pull up your camera. What are you doing there?
'Cause
He
Mel's
ditched me and he
a
feels
dick,
bad.
So I'm like, whatever, that's fine. I'm just go off camera.
You don't even have an avatar. It's just like,
Oh, man.
let me see here.
Y'all ditched me. It's cool. I
We're a
Mel,
little
see,
late.
held down the
see,
fort.
that's not true. That's not true.
A little bit.
Let me
No,
see
no,
here.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all.
He's
No,
hiding
it's not
again.
at all.
So we also had the Mormon Church. They forced the brewery to discontinue their beer over a trademark complaint. So Bewilder Brewing Company discontinuing their D-Secret or D-Surret IPA, which the church claimed to have some food and beverage offerings. So in the Book of Mormon, D-Surret is basically means from the bee, like a honeybee.
Oh,
And they made a beer using like honeybee type stuff. So that's going to, and like they said, no, you can't do it because we have a trademark on it because they make stuff out of the church. So they pretty much, the brewery said, okay, well, we'll back off and we'll discontinue the beer because of the Book of Mormon type thing. But they're out of Utah. So, I mean, it's Utah rules. That's how they go dual rules, Utah rules. You got to follow whatever the book is.
The
Utes. Yeah.
yeah. You know, it's interesting. Liquid Love was not always Liquid Love. It was rebranded to Liquid Love, but the brewery it was before is the same owner. So also, I mean, Indian descent. He actually started making Indian-based beers before he switched over to the brand Liquid Love. And one of them had a symbol on the label, and he actually had religious groups coming at him to take that symbol off of the can because apparently they found it offensive that he was putting that label or that symbol on a can that had alcohol, which they didn't partake in. And he's like, but I'm Indian too. That's my heritage as well. And the symbol has nothing to do with the drinking issue. It's a symbol for my heritage. But no, he ended up taking it off and having to change the label. It was really irritating. But yeah, he had this Indian symbol from back home on there, and these religious groups just tore him a new one for it. It was ridiculous.
Well, religion is religion. I mean,
yeah, but we need to explain to them that beer is beer.
There you go.
I mean, you know,
beer is
Jesus,
my religion most of the time.
If Jesus would have turned it into a keg of beer instead of wine, it'd be no issue. But he chose wine.
Right?
Exactly.
Hey, the man obviously didn't know how to party.
He didn't know. He was new to it. So
yeah, that was his first time turning things to alcohol. Yeah. Maybe if he had more chances, he would have got it right and gotten, the beer.
I mean, so I'm sure Paul was there. Like, you couldn't have done an IPA. You could have done an IPA, but
right?
I don't like wine.
But then a couple others were kind of like, where's the whiskey, though?
All right. Hate to leave a good thing, but I'm going to hop off here. Because I'm freaking
all right.
When I was left alone, remember?
Because, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna definitely be done by 11:30.
I know, right?
We're past 11 now. Yes. Well, we're going to 11, but I'm trying to go through the beer news, so I'm definitely done by 11.
No, I get it.
I know.
I'm hopping off though. I'm hopping off.
You got to call it. So
we know you did already.
I know. I'm whatever.
Todd's feeling it, folks, but
okay.
Todd's going to jump up here, which is great. Give Todd a little call there. Yeah,
By the way, do you guys remember the movie Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Okay. Jurassic Park, when the lawyer gets out of the car and runs to the bathroom and the kids are left in the car alone, that moment when the
lawyer gets
the little girl looks at her brother and she goes, he left us. That was inside my soul when you both left. Just saying. No.
I just left. Todd was here when I left. Todd was here, and then Todd left.
No, you both disappeared at exactly the same millisecond. It was ridiculous.
That's how Todd. That was bad. That's on Todd, because I said I was leaving. Todd just disappeared.
I'm having so much fun messing with you guys right now. It's great. Hey, your shirt says Louisville.
It does say Louisville on tap is what it says. Louisville on tap. There you go. Louisville on tap.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right, I'm out. I gotta go.
Okay. Todd's gotta go lay down, folks. So yeah.
Yes.
I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go right now.
I'm out. See you guys next week.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. See ya.
See you, brother. All right, let's see.
No, he can't go.
No, he can't go. No, he can't find a button. Yeah.
The first time he went and he didn't mean to. This time he
he
couldn't.
I feel like Todd might have been a little buzzed.
Maybe a smidge. Maybe a smidge.
It's called Indra Canindra. It used to be a bigger in San Diego. It's a coconut, lemon curry, and kaffir lime. God, there's a lot of stuff going into it. Yeah. I would do it. I would do it. I give you a Mediterranean dish or something to go with it as well, or Indian dish. But yeah. Oh, maybe I have Indian tomorrow. I like some Indian. Let's see here. On the beer news, what do we have? Well, Shannon went to bed, so I'm trying to get to the Miller Lite story. She won't be here. But ex-bartender suing artisanal brewing ventures. Claim tap room employees were undercompensated.
Oh, that's not good.
I do hate the tipping game.
Yeah.
I just wish everybody's got a wage or whatever and just got
I know.
it out the way. But yeah, so he's basically suing them, saying claims that they were basically undercompensated for their tips. So yeah, it's interesting. Tips can be kind of a crazy thing there.
Well, especially if the place you're in does tip pooling.
Yeah.
Where one person is slacking off and not doing anything, and you're doing all the things, and you have to share with that person. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, I know some places will do a tip and it'll go part to the server or part to the kitchen or whatever.
Well, yeah,
Like,
there should be
yeah.
a percentage that goes to the kitchen for the food sales. There's a percentage that goes to the bartender who's making the drinks. There's a percentage
Yeah.
that goes to the host who's seating the people. But it's tiny percentages. Like, it really doesn't affect your bottom line that much.
Yeah.
But
I would think, shouldn't it be like, I don't know, you know more on this area than I do as if you're like managing a business like that. But I'm like, the people cooking should just get like a decent rate for being a chef or whatever.
And
the
the place
people
I'm at now, that's what they do.
Yeah, and the people bartending, depending on what they're doing, I guess you could have maybe a tip or whatever as a part of that, I guess. But then the servers, you'd have you'd have that, and definitely the tipping for the servers they're actually kind of doing there. I just feel like sometimes it gets pulled too many people that shouldn't be pulled. Some people should just be paid out for what they do, and other people should be pulled that are kind of doing the service type aspect type thing. So
yeah. So, like, for people who bus the tables, people who host and seat the tables, people who do those things, I think they do deserve at least a little bit, because they're making the server be able to serve faster. That server can turn over a table many, many more times when they have a helper who's doing those extra things that they don't have to handle because they're doing everything else. So in that instance, I feel pretty okay with like the host getting a teensy percent, and it's a tiny percent, but they're getting something because they're making it so that the server doesn't have to host while serving. And they're making it, the busser is making it so the server doesn't have to bus and clean a table. They can just see a new table and go, oh, new people, more money, got it. And so the folks who help the servers along, I see that. And our bartender is paid the same wage as the servers in general. So, but they are the single only bartender we have in the summer, we have 17 tables out front, 10 tables inside, 12 bar seats, and 12 tables out back. That single bartender is making every drink for every human in the place.
Yeah.
And then the servers are, taking the food orders, carrying the drinks, bringing the pico and guac and sour cream or whatever else they're bringing. They're doing all the things. They're running around like crazy people. But that bartender is the only one making drinks for all those people. So I'm happy with the tip out to the bartender for all.
Well, yeah. Plus, they may have people that walk up to the bar too, right?
So specific, but yeah. And then they have their own customers at the same time that they're helping their own customers while doing all that. So yeah, we don't do full tip pooling because I vehemently hate that. Yeah. Because some people don't pull their own weight. And I'm sorry, if you're not pulling your own weight, your tables notice. If your tables notice, you get shit tips. And that's your own damn fault.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you're getting shit
I can't argue with that.
You're not keeping your tables happy. Now, there can be extenuating circumstances. We only have one chef in the kitchen because someone called in sick. The food's going to be slow. I'm sorry about that. Bring them free chips and guac. Talk them down. Handle it. It'll be okay. We'll get there. But if your tips suck, I pay attention to that stuff with my employees. If someone's really having issues with tips, I'm going to them and saying, "Oh, what's going on? How you feeling? Everything okay? We need to talk about something." just checking. So, yeah. But,
Yeah, it's tough to manage that, I'm sure. So yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So we have a huge Mormon population. I can't talk right now. A huge Mormon population here. When you start out as a beer rep, you got the low sales route in East Mesa. Yeah. It's funny I always think about Utah and the Mormon population because I'm like, one of the beers I pick up, which I picked up a couple of, is from Epic, the Big Bad Baptist. And that's like a higher ABV, but you always think of like Utah. You can't make any beer. Yeah, right. So out of Utah, it's the same point, right? Like a religious state, but they made the Big Bad Baptist beers. So that's where they figured that one out. But it works. It works. And
it's gonna huff and puff and blow your house down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's great. I love it. My dad was raised Baptist, so yeah, they do huff and puff. I'm on board. I'm on board for everything.
It's an interesting perspective having that beer from out of there. But yeah, there's a huge Mormon population there as well. So, but I'm like, in the state, I don't know if they can actually sell it in the state or if it's got to be out of state because their ABV, like they were like one of the, what is it, the 3-4 or whatever thing they used to do back then. Yeah, so they were like a low ABV type thing, but it's kind of funny that they're based.
I feel like they're lessening on that soon, though, right? Isn't that a thing that I heard?
Some states are, some states have.
I thought Utah was like in the process of loosening up that rule. Is that a thing, or did I just imagine that?
Maybe I haven't seen anything on it, but maybe they are.
I'll have to look into it more for next week.
At this point,
I felt like I heard that somewhere.
Oh, Trez says, Ronnie Mountain Head and Jungle Gyms, what type of beer shall I buy? So, Trez, my man.
An ESB.
My dog, my man.
Yes, buy an ESB because you won't be able to find one.
You might find an ESB there. So, Jungle Gyms. And I don't know if you ever saw the video I did on Jungle Gyms, Mal, on the channel, but if you ever take a look.
Yeah, I've seen your videos.
Jungle Gyms is like the adult beer playground for adults. It's just like, lock it in. I'm going to be here for a while type thing. So
and when I come out and see you, I expect you to take me there.
Well, I'm in Baltimore now. So if you have to go to Cincinnati because that's where Jungle Gyms is. That's where Trez is.
I don't know anyone in Cincinnati. I just
know Trez. You know Trez. Trez is there. And Todd's an hour from Cincinnati.
It's funny. I was thinking Trez was from somewhere else. That's odd.
No, he's in Cincinnati. He's right there.
Oh. Wow, I had you completely misplaced, Trez. I was thinking you were somewhere Tennessee for some reason. I don't know why, but okay.
So if you go to Jungle Gyms right now, first of all, when you come into Jungle Gyms and you walk into the beer section, you want to check the wall because the wall will have the deals. And the deals are usually pretty solid. You'll find
there's 4 walls.
Well, I'm going to get to that. So when you come in, if you're coming in from the front and I'm talking Eastgate, so Trez, if you want to go to the Eastgate location, not the original location, but the Eastgate one, you walk in. If you're coming in from the front side of the store, it'll be like coming into the store and like the right side of the wall will have the deals. If you're coming from the back entrance, it'll be kind of on the left side. You got to go up to the front by the candy section. But anyway, on the wall, you'll see the deals.
Candy?
Oh, they have a ton of candy.
Like
they have a hot sauce section bigger than most people's offices. Just all hot sauce. This is like an international food market. You could literally spend a day in this place.
Just don't put the hot sauce on the candy. We're good.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
All about what you like. They have like a place where they serve food and everything. They have like 18 taps on draft. So some people come just drink at Jungle Gyms.
Yeah.
They have so many good tap beers. But on the discount wall, they usually have some pretty good deals there. But if you're looking for certain beers, it depends on what style you're looking at. Right now, you're going to get a lot of the higher ABV stouts that'll be there. I would say, trying to think back to what they actually had, because they get beer from all over the country for a lot of it. So you can get a lot of stuff like you can get the Yeti series, you can get some of the stuff from out of Ohio, you get stuff from Colorado, you get stuff from Oregon. I would look for a lot of the rarer type stuff, like a lot of the imperial type stouts you can get. It depends on your palate, though. So if you're looking for stouts, they have a good amount of imperial stouts you'll be able to get there. I mentioned Hop and Frog earlier out of Akron. They'll have a lot of Hop and Frog type stuff. They're usually really good. You also have like Treasure Cincinnati. You have a lot of stuff there from the Mad Tree. You have stuff from Braxton in Kentucky. You have a lot of stuff from trying to think Street Side. I'm trying to think of all the breweries out of Cincinnati. There's like a lot of good stuff. So it depends on what style you're looking to really do. Right now at this time, if you like stouts, the Imperial Stout, so what you're going to find a lot of selection of.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's all good. And if you get tired, sit down at the bar, have a beer while you think it out, because they have so many good things on tap there too. And they have like a little thing, like they have the bar section. You can drink a beer, and then right across from it, they have a little eatery, so you can like get an gyro or something like that, and everything, and kind of get a meal. They have, like I said, there's a whole day type thing out there. They have a pretty cool spot in the front too, which is like this 1950s type restaurant that has some pretty good food out there as well. So make a day of it. Make a day of it. Like I went to Jungle Jim's. The wife was like, "Well, I'll see you in a few hours," because I wasn't coming right back. Jungle Jim's, there's a lot of decisions to be made. And Trez, I know you like me. You like a good cigar. The Humidor always has pretty good cigars there, so you got to check out the Humidor while you're there as well.
Oh, I do love a good cigar.
Yeah, they have really good
I'm
cigars
a fan
there.
of a good cigar.
Yeah. God, make me miss Jungle Jim's at this point. But Jungle Jim's is like the spot. That's like the spot you want to go to for sure. And it's like, I think Zagat is the one that does a rate in a restaurant, like one of the top 5 places in the country to buy beer. So you have that there in Cincinnati, which is pretty awesome.
I only have one issue though.
What's that?
And that's Chew. Because getting him there would be difficult.
In the Jungle Jim's? Why?
Into Ohio.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's national champion now. He can come down to Ohio.
No, he's a dork. Like, the only reason we went through Ohio on our best Midwest tour is because we had to. It's part of the Midwest, and I had to fight for that.
If you're doing beer,
he's ridiculous.
If you're doing beer and you want to look at beer operations, Jungle Jim's has to be on your list. Jungle Jim's has to be on your list it's a top 5 beer place to see in the country.
I stopped to see what's his name? Shit, I forgot his name.
Todd?
Well, yes, I stopped to see Todd first, but then after that, he hangs with Anderson. He does the beer reviews. What is TK?
TK is TK in Ohio. Yeah. TK.
I went to see him, and he took me to his hometown brewery, and we had a lovely time. We went to Taft's Brewing.
Is TK in Cincinnati?
No, he's in a little place that starts with an F, and I can't remember what it was. It was
Finley. He's in Finley. He's in Finley because I was in Cincinnati, and Taft's was in my area. That's why I'm kind of curious. Finley is north. He's north. No, you're right. He just brought you down to Cincinnati to Taft's. Yeah. Which unfortunately Taft's is closed now.
I know. I heard about that. I was really sad. But we did one of our 5-minute flights there. But yeah, we hit Taft's and then we went on to his place. But yeah, I love Ohio beer. Ohio has amazing beer, and I want to go there all the time. And I'm not. It's not a thing that I'm able to do often. First of all, because it's a long drive, but also because Chew has this weird thing that he's afraid people.
Because he's in Michigan.
He's afraid. He's afraid people are going to throw batteries at him again, because apparently that happened one time when he was there. But he was wearing a Michigan shirt walking around in there, and don't antagonize the locals.
What do we say? You got to know your audience. We talked about it earlier in the show tonight.
I know.
Your audience.
He's dumb. I get that. It's just but yeah, we gotta go. It's good damn beer. I mean, honestly, Brady's Brewing is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, when I got together before we moved, and I got together when Todd came up and Joe came down and Eric came down, I took them over to Street Side over in Cincinnati, and they were just like blown away by the beers we were having. I'm like, this is like one of the most underrated brews we had today. They've blown up since then, but it's like we went to Street Side, we went to Braxton in Kentucky, and then we went to another one, and then another one of the breweries, and they ended up going to Mad Tree and a couple other things while they were there. But it's like there's a lot of great beer flowing through Ohio right now. They have 400 plus breweries, so they're definitely doing something.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And they're reasonably priced. Like you don't get like
Yeah,
killed on
exactly.
prices on stuff there. Yeah.
Oh, Ohio and Indiana have great prices on beer. I found that out, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. It's great.
And actually, the Sam Adams Brewery
Chicago is
cool there.
hell.
Yeah. The
Chicago
Sam
is
Adams
hell for
Brewery
beer
is pretty
prices,
cool.
man.
Speaking of beer prices in Chicago, so ABC, we know Afro Beer Chick, she had posted a thing out there. So you got the other half out there putting beers out now.
Yeah.
And she had posted a thing where it was like $16 for a pour.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I guess they got wind of it and they kind of reached out to her and kind of stuff. But apparently, they switched it. They went down to $9 support.
Oh,
It was
thank
kind of like
goodness she did that. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So
Because
she
that's
did that.
ridiculous pricing.
Yeah, because I'm in Baltimore. When I go to DC, it's not $16 a pint down there. So I don't know why they came in Chicago so hot and heavy hitting people. So they did make an adjustment. So
Because they thought we wanted it enough that it would sell. That's
Yeah.
why.
I was the other half's good beer, but not $16 a pint good beer. I'm just saying.
No, it's not fair. Mm.
But yeah, Benimo says bottle shops in Los Angeles that had tip options last month. When I went to Epic, you had to order an appetizer or entree with every beer you had to order for. Oh,
Every-
that's interesting.
Every
That
beer.
might be a Utah rule they have there then.
Ooh, that
'Cause
gets
they want you to have
fast.
food with the beer,
Well,
so
I
you're
know,
not too
but
inebriated.
to order
But I'm
a food
curious,
option
Nemo.
every time?
So Nemo, when you went to Epic, did they have high ABV on the beers, or were they kind of more the lower type beers?
Good question. I'm curious
I'd be
too.
curious about that. Yeah. ESB as in Bob.
Oh, ESB. Yeah.
Yeah.
B like boy.
Yeah. Bring Chew, Mal. Yeah, bring Chew down there.
I'll do my best.
You can now because Todd's trying to get together with Trez when he's back.
All I
in
have to
town,
do is
too.
hide all of his Michigan gear before he packs. If I can hide all of his Michigan gear before he packs, we'll be fine.
I love Jungle Gyms. I usually drink it while shopping. Yeah, it's just Jungle Gyms so nice because you have like the taps that are there, and that's like one of the first stores I went to where they have like the cup holder in the cart. So you put your beer holder, you put your beer in the beer holder. You shop around the store while you're going, and you find all kinds of good things.
You want to know something funny? When he wrote that, all I could think about was me stopping at the Starbucks in my Target before going grocery shopping. I get my little Starbucks in the cup on the cart, the cup holder. I got my Starbucks. I'm so bougie sometimes. It's terrible. But it's where I live. I don't have a choice, right? It's not a
Yeah.
choice. I need caffeine to survive. So, yeah, it wasn't a choice.
Yeah. There you get some pretty good beer choices for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Imperial Stouts would definitely be good. Oh, yeah, the first place I hit up is the bar. Yeah, get your little drink while you're shopping around. I feel like
do it
when you
better.
drink when you're shopping, you end up spending a little bit more than you probably were expecting, but
Cool.
c'est la vie. I mean, it is what it
It's
is.
like going to the grocery store hungry. You don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the humidor, you got some pretty good stuff there, the cigar front. Yeah.
She was sick. I ordered food today, and we were very hungry when I ordered food. So we not only ordered food for today, we ordered food for tomorrow. It's in the fridge now. So I did Uber Eats and brought in 2 meals from 2 different restaurants for today and tomorrow because we were too hungry when we were shopping for food. It was bad. It was just bad. I know better, but we got noodles and company for tomorrow. I'll be fine.
It happens.
I had sushi today. I got noodles and company for tomorrow. We're great.
And just said, tell Chew, I say, go blue. Yeah.
I will tell him you said that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, the championship was kind of mixed for me. I mean, I was rooting for Michigan. I've been a Michigan fan. I got like a Michigan helmet and a jersey around here. But I was kind of like, Washington was kind of cool. I was kind of watching them all year too. But I was kind of definitely like, I don't know. It was kind of like a mixed feeling. But it was great to see Michigan get that title. And I think Harbaugh is going to probably stay there. But
I think so too. And honestly, when they were all asking him, "Oh, are you leaving now?" He's like, "Can I just enjoy what's happening?" Right now, please?" Like, why are you talking about the view? Like, this is happening now. I'm enjoying this, so I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of great on his part, but I love that he shuts down all the reporters. Like, they'll come up and they're like, "Hey, what are you going to do now? Or what are you going to do with this? What about that thing that you guys did?" And he's like, "Well, first I want to say hello, everybody." Okay,
Yeah.
now I will answer your questions. I kind of love that he does that because it's snarky and kind of bitchy, and it makes me happy.
Yeah.
He reminds them, there's things that you're supposed to do when you like start talking to a person, and it makes
Right.
it makes me chuckle every time he shuts down somebody to say hi to like the crowd or like to or say, "Hey, I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?" Or little things like that. He cracks me up, man.
Well, I feel like from the days of Bobby Knight, like some of the interview questions you get sometimes, and you start looking at people like, "What are you, like an idiot?" Like that's not a question you ask somebody right now.
How do you
Like
think you guys won today? Well, we scored a few more points than the other team.
Yeah.
I think that really pulled us through. The fuck was that? Like, where do you get these questions from? Oh my god, you guys.
Yeah. There's some reporters
I
just
can't
like
listen to all the commentators. I can't because it's so vapid. Especially when they go to the players and you can tell the players don't want to talk to the cameras. They're uncomfortable talking to the cameras. Don't make them talk to the cameras. They're there to play football and they're in fucking college. Let them be in college. You're talking to them and they're like, "Well, you see, we had a defense that stopped them from getting points, and we had an offense that got more points than theirs, and so we did good." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I just want to like throw the TV off the stand. I can't handle what's happening right now." Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox, but I just needed a moment to get all that shit off my chest because my brewery is a sports bar too. Like we have all the TVs and we have all the games on, all the stuff. Like World Cup, Premier League, we do everything. It's cricket. I mean, everything's on, and it's like, oh my god, don't talk to the players anymore. Stop talking to the players.
Well, it's terrible. So like the players, they can't really say what they want to say. It's like they get a loss. Like, well, how do you feel right now? Like we fucking lost. How do you fucking think I feel? Like they can't say that, right? Like it's like they gotta come up with stuff. So it's just
I know
like,
it's not fair to them. Just let them handle their things and don't. Why do you need that soundbite? What good is that soundbite really doing you? Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm good. I gotta move on. Talk about something else.
Oh, let's see here. Jungle Gym's a place to be here in Cincy for sure. Yeah, Jungle Gym's is solid. Shout out to Trilby. Trilby's in the house. Cheers, Phil.
Trilby.
Good to see you, my friend. Tell Chew he will be fine. F Ohio State. I wear my blue all the time.
All right.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen Chew and I've seen Trez. I feel like Trez, like, yeah, you're a little more stockier than what Chew is. They're not gonna mess with you, I don't think. Probably 3 to 4 versions of
shoulders though. Like he's 6'1" ish, and then the shoulders.
Oh, is Chew tall? I feel like Chew is short for some reason. Like when I see him, he's tall. Really?
He's 6'1", 6'2".
So he's my height. Okay.
Yeah, and his shoulders are. I mean, he's got a good 4 inches wider than me on both sides.
Okay.
So like, he's fairly broad. I mean, yeah.
Well, who was throwing stuff at him then? It was just like, was he younger when it happened? And
he was in college and he was much more minuscule than he is now. But he was in college and he and some of his friends went to Ohio State for a Ohio versus Michigan game.
Wow,
and of course, they're decked out in their blue. Yeah. And somebody not too far behind them was chucking AA batteries at them for like the whole game. And I'm thinking,
somebody from Philly.
Why chuck AA batteries? Like those are more expensive. You could have found something cheaper and just as heavy to throw, but you chose batteries. Like why batteries?
See, in Philadelphia, they throw. In Philadelphia, they throw batteries at stuff too. So it probably was a Philly student. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they put batteries inside the snowball through them at Santa Claus one year. So
I heard that Santa Claus got booed.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's Philly. That's Philly.
But really, who boos Santa Claus? Why is Santa Claus getting booed? What did he do?
It's just Philly fans being Philly fans.
Oh, okay.
They gotta hate something. City of Brotherly Love, they were just being the opposite of that. just because,
All right. I mean, Santa didn't get carjacked, so I'll count that as a win.
Well, nobody took his sleigh. Nobody took his sleigh. So.
Yeah, that's what happens in Chicago. So I'll count that as a win.
Well, here in Baltimore, like they still Kia. Like, why are people still buying Kias? Like, Kias are obviously the car that's being taken from people. So Nemo said, yeah, they probably had 3 or 4 versions of BBB and Brainless Brownie Wine, other stuff. It's a Utah law. We had ended up ordering small orders of tater tots every time. Oh, wow, really?
Oh my God.
So
How many orders of tater tots did you end up with? You must have had like 7 sitting on the table. You're sharing with all the people around you, but they don't want it because they had to order food with every beer. Oh my gosh.
I'm thinking you're like walking out like Napoleon Dynamite with tater tots in your pocket. Like if you order tater tots every time.
I mean, tater tots are fucking awesome. Let's not.
They are. They
are.
are.
They're fucking awesome, but that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of tots. So they did have the higher ABV beers there though. So lots of beers. They sell chips and chocolate because it has to be food purchased.
See, I could see a little bag of chips like $1 added onto the price of the beer, and you bypass.
But how many chips do you need to get? Like every time you order a beer, you gotta get food. So yeah.
Well, I know, but if you get 7 or 8 of those little bags of chips, you almost have 1 full bag of chips.
Yeah,
I can finish off a bag of chips in a sitting. So.
Well, Nemo said that's why they went to Denver. I didn't realize they went to Denver, but because the laws were killing them. Yeah. Rod, I will take a pic when I hit Jungle Gin. So yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Send me a pic of you and the wife doing the shirts and stuff as well. Because he ordered a shirt. I sent him a shirt, but the shirt ended up being, he tried to say, I think he said large. No, medium or whatever. Anyway, it was around Thanksgiving. I think he had a little bit too much of Thanksgiving that it didn't fit as well. Gave it to the wife, but we got him a replacement one. So send me a picture of you guys in the shirts too, Trez.
For sure.
I got to tease Trez on that one there. Where was I? Over here.
Oh, with the news?
Yeah, with the news thing. Just trying to. Usually, if you click on the thing here and take it off, it goes back to what you were on before. There we go.
Okay.
Let's see where I was. So Miller Lite, which I was going to say for Shannon is here. I don't know why you would want this in your life. Non-alcoholic beer mints for dry January. So they start out minty, but then as you actually eat the candy, they start to taste like Miller Lite. Why would you want that? I don't know why you want that in your life. I have no idea.
And
nobody wants that in your
I
life.
I desperately want to find these so that I can bring them up to the Canadians and have them try them.
I feel like it's varsity.
To try these.
I feel like it's Varsity Blues. I don't want your life. I don't want to eat a mint and have it taste like Miller Lite. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe check the website, but apparently they release these mints that people are trying, and you can get your taste of Miller Lite through the mint as you chew them. Don't know who wants that in their life.
Oh my God. It looks like the little Altoids can, but it says Miller Lite beer mints.
Oh, does it?
Like it looks like the Altoids can, like a little metal can with the mints in it. Oh my God, no way. This is so funny.
Oh my gosh. Why would you come up with that idea? Who's the mad scientist behind this one? Nemo says they sell little plates of tater tots for like $2 just as a way to get around it. So you get a little plate of tater tots. That's a lot of ketchup though, because I think tater tots, you gotta have ketchup, right? For tater. I do. I have ketchup for tater tot, so it's kind of like,
I like ketchup, or I like Frank's hot sauce.
On tater tots?
And ranch. Frank's hot sauce and ranch, tater tots. Hell yeah.
Whoa. With ranch?
Yeah, you do Frank's ranch. You mix them together and dip the tater tots in. It's fucking incredible.
No ranch. No ranch on the tater tot.
I'm from the goddamn Midwest, so you can bring it, Buster.
No
Midwest
ranch.
Lives on, that is my blood. My blood is ranch and beer. That is what that's what I
do. You do wings and ranch, or you do wings and blue cheese?
I mix it up. I'll do one or the other, but I prefer the ranch in general.
No ranch. No ranch. No ranch.
You can kiss my backside, Buster. I'm from the Midwest. That's what we do. We live on ranch.
Right.
We live on ranch.
That'll make it right.
It's the Midwest. We're out in the freaking boonies.
That'll make it right. Don't make it right. Don't make it right.
Okay, Baltimore.
New Jersey officials debut new craft beer trail. Features almost 50 craft breweries, and all you need is a cell phone. So if you're in New Jersey, they got a new craft beer trail that you can put on your cell phone, and you basically earn rewards as you go through it. But guess what? Hey, New Jersey, why don't you let the breweries actually serve food at the breweries? That would be more helpful than a damn app. I'm just saying. The damn laws you have in New Jersey for breweries are pretty ass backward, so to speak. So I'd rather have them be able to sell food so people don't get too drunk and they can kind of enjoy themselves a little bit more than a goddamn app that just takes them up the trail. Just saying. But I digress and get off that soapbox. I've never been able to get in there. I've never been able to get in a ranch when people put pizza in. I want to throw up. Yeah, I'm with you, Nemo. I'm not with the whole ranch thing. I mean, but to each their own. To each their own.
We also have the option to have a ranch instead of the pasta sauce on pizzas. So you do like chicken and like green olives, and then you have the ranch sauce instead of the
Wait a minute.
sauce.
Are you talking about tomato sauce? You do ranch sauce instead of tomato sauce.
You can order it from the pizza places.
What the fuck are you guys doing up there?
You can also do Alfredo pizzas where they do the Alfredo sauce and you get like the chicken and the spinach on the pizza. It's delicious.
No.
Yes, it's fucking delicious.
What the hell?
You can also do pesto instead. It's kind of fun.
No.
Yeah. Have you ever had a pesto pizza? It's crazy good.
I can't even find the button I'm looking for because I'm so. You can't do that. You can't do that. I'm just so hyped up right now. I can't even figure out the damn button to hit. Yeah, ranch instead of pizza sauce. Yes. If you put in ranch instead of pizza, it's not a pizza at that point. It's not a pizza.
Oh, the ranch goes great with pepperoni. It's really good with the chicken. I don't do it with the sausage, but it's good.
I'm buzzing you on that. I'm buzzing you. No.
You can buzz all you want, Baltimore. I don't care. I live on ranch.
You can't do ranch instead of pizza sauce. Way too many calories. You're going to give it a cardiac arrest eating a ranch sauce pizza, right? Right? It can't be good for the calorie count either.
I'll tell you what, all the beer I drink, it ain't going to be the ranch that takes me out. Really. I promise. The liver's going first. The heart is fine.
Ranch pizza. Come on, man. I don't have a come on, man thing. If I did, it'd be like, come on, man. Here's something to talk about. We don't have any Canadians here tonight, but a beer and taco festival is coming to 7 Ontario cities. So great for Shane's Craft Beer Reviews, One Flight Down, Alkanauts. But you know what? Why in America do we not have more beer and taco festivals?
Can I just say that my brewery is a daily beer and taco fest? Just saying.
You have tacos like there? Taco truck, or you have tacos you serve?
Oh my God, you have no idea how good our tacos are.
I do not, because I've not had tacos.
That has mole and adobo in it. We have these, the chicken tinga is just spicy enough to almost make you pull back, but you don't quite because you want another bite. Oh my God, our tacos are to die for. And last year, our head chef, who is a bit of a dick half the time, for Valentine's Day, he did lingua tacos so he could slip all the customers the tongue because he's an ass. But yeah, like the food is so freaking good. We do tacos, nachos, burritos, and we do actually Mexican ramen. We have quesadilla.
Wait a minute.
So do you know quesadilla? Like what
you said Mexican ramen. I thought ramen was Asian.
I know. Hold on, I'm getting there. Do you know what quesadilla is?
I know what quesadilla is.
No, quesadilla. Yeah. It's cheese and beef. Well, it's supposed to be lamb technically, but we use beef in ours. In these, they're not fried, but they're greasy enough like they just got fried. They're phenomenal. And then you have this consomme that is to frickin' die for, but spicy as heck with onions in it. And oh my God, it's so good. So you're dipping them into that, so good. So they took that consomme and created a ramen broth. And they put chickpeas and cilantro and jalapenos and pickled vegetables and beef barbacoa in there. So you have the beef barbacoa with the ramen noodles in this consomme broth that is like the birria broth. And then we have a pork ramen, pork carnitas ramen, which has just the pickled vegetables and the cilantro, jalapeno, the pork carnitas, and then it's a pork-based broth. And it's just, they're so fucking good. They're so good. And Chu, liking the ramen quite a bit, said, I like the ramen. I just wish I could like hold it in my hands and eat it. Can you do it as a burrito? And our chef looked at him for a second and said, I think so. So they took the ramen noodles and the pickled vegetables and the pork carnitas and put it in a burrito shell, and they deep fry it. And then you have the pork broth with the pickled vegetables that you can dip it in, and you eat your burrito. Holy crap. It's so freaking good. I had one yesterday and it's so yummy. So my husband's helping with the menu at my restaurant now, but yeah.
Yeah, that's why I leave hungry every episode that we do every Thursday night, because we talk about damn food at the end all the time.
But yeah, it's
sound
we're
pretty
all
tasty.
talking burritos, and the food is to frickin' die for. I'm not kidding. So if you come out to Chicago again, I know the Highland Park one's a little far out of the city, but the Logan Square one's close to you. You can swing by the Logan Square. I'll meet you there. I'll get you comped. It's all good. Let's have a good time. Megan will take care of us. It's all good. She's the manager at the other location. Oh my God. Like, you have to try our food because it's so good. Actually, we have a French dip torta, which is just crazy too. Oh my gosh. It's so fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna have dreams about this tonight. But yeah, Ravinia Brewing, good stuff happening there. So if you're in
And
the
our
Chicago
Sunday brunch,
area,
the chilaquiles.
what is it?
The chilaquiles?
What is the chilaquiles?
So we make all of our salsas and sauces on site. We do a green a salsa verde, but there's a specific one for the chilaquiles. It's very specific. You take the chips which we also make in house, corn tortilla chips. We make them in house. You put them in this sauce and you toss them, and then you put in fried egg on top, and queso fresco and Chihuahua cheese mixed in as well. So you have the sauce with the chips and the cheese and the egg on top, and it's the best brunch menu item ever. Like, look up chilaquiles. It's so freaking good.
Sounds like a great hangover. Sounds like a great hangover cure too.
Oh, it's amazing. Phenomenal.
Oh God, now I'm fucking
sorry,
hungry.
I'll stop now. I'm so excited about the food. I've been working there for almost 2 years. I get a free meal every shift. I've never gotten sick of the food. 2 years.
Well, with those kind of things, yeah, you got some good stuff happening for
I
sure.
never get sick of the food. It's too good.
We have a bunch in Arizona talking about the tacos or taco beer festivals.
Taco beer fest, yeah.
I like to see more taco beer festivals. Rocket Taco Fest, and then we have the one spring training with like 40. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, tacos and beer, it seems like everybody should be on board with that, right?
Oh,
yeah. So Eastern Market Brewing Company, they're actually out of, I want to say they're out of Michigan, I believe, releasing 2 new I can't remember this word. That's why I was hoping JT was here. Paskey beers, which is like Louisiana. They have like the Paskey cakes, including cherry and lemon. They're blonde ales brewed with fruit and vanilla cream. So kind of interesting one, but I think they're doing it now because we're heading to Mardi Gras in February.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're doing February for the whole month. So
yeah, well, there you go.
It's gonna be fun.
So Weather Souls, talk about some of the breweries on the kind of the ropes there. Weather Souls looking to keep Charlotte Brewery afloat. So Weather Souls, they are actually out of Texas, and they were behind the whole Black is Beautiful beer series. They have a brewery there in Charlotte right now. So I guess, again, breweries are taking a hit depending as people are kind of going through and doing stuff, and some of the things we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So hopefully things can fend out well for them. Great things they're actually doing, and keep an eye on that. Too bad Shane and them aren't here, but craft breweries in Ontario are warning they could close soon if suffocating alcohol taxes are not promptly addressed by the government. So in Ontario,
crazy there, man.
No, they definitely are crazy and
heard
stuff.
Shane and Malcolm talk about it a lot. Like, the taxes are nuts.
Yeah, and now it's taking an effect on some of the breweries up there. So hopefully they figure something out. I was hoping like Shane will be here or Ray Alconauts or.
It would have been cool to get their input.
Just to get their input on it, right? But yeah, so some crazy stuff happened. And then for you, because you're in Illinois, Drink Illinois beer, enter for a chance to win a brewery gift card. So I don't know if you're familiar with that or if you guys are a part of it or whatever. They're doing a Drink Illinois beer type campaign right now, and you can win a free brew gift card and kind of go through that whole process there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we don't deal as much with the statewide stuff. We deal more with the Chicago-based and the Lake County-based beer things, like the promotional things, like more local, just because we are kind of local. But we are hoping to open that production facility in Carbondale, Illinois, which is all the way at the bottom tip of the state. And so we've started kind of paying attention to some of the statewide things, just to be aware of what's going on statewide before we start being statewide, I guess. So
right.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool.
So that is the beer news, and we'll get ready to wrap up here, but I just posted in there as well. So make sure to check out Mal's site there, Perfectly Me Crafts, trying to keep up on all the different things here. I know you're so funny. That's all right. I mean, I usually go to bed around 12 anyway, so it's kind of like you're trying to target 11. I'm kind of like, we'll target it if we get there or not, you know.
You've almost hit it.
I almost hit it. I figured like you set a target for one spot, and if you're later, it's like, okay, well, that's in a grace period type thing. So I'm good to go. Check out Mallory. I know Mallory's been kind of doing stuff at work with her and Chew, but eventually they'll be putting some more stuff out there. We're kind of running the feed for her channel as well.
Lined up. It's just getting time to actually put them together. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
And then I'll have some more upcoming beer stuff here. So now you're starting to see a little bit more. I will bring back some of the non-alcoholic beer stuff on the channel, but you are seeing some of the alcoholic beer. I just released the Stone FML beer Wednesday. On the uploads, I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday now at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then we're doing a live stream Thursday at 8. And then trying to get more managed along those lines. 7 if you're Central. And so keep an eye on that. I have some great stuff coming next week for some of the beers as well. But I think we'll go ahead and get wrapped up here. Great to have Mal on, as always, Todd on as well. And then anything you want to add, anything for your stuff, anything you want to do before we sign off here?
I know dry January is a thing. I know moderation is a thing as well. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you're not going overboard, but enjoy your craft beer, man. Get out there. Have fun. Support those breweries because we count on you guys. So, yeah.
There you go. That's it. That's all Mal had to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
Keep it going. And I might pop up some other lives. I'm debating still on if I do a top 10 beer type listing, I might do a live stream on this. And that might happen this weekend. Might happen if I think about it and think about my top 10 beers of 2023, top 10 breweries 2023, some of that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to get any of the updates there as well. Emerson, much love, gang. Cheers. It's back at you, my friend. Cheers, everyone. Have a great weekend. Yes, head into the weekend, 3-day weekend, MLK on Monday. So
Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah. So if you're off, then definitely do something there and enjoy. That being said, I guess we'll go ahead and get signed off. Cheers, everybody. We will catch you. I'm still drinking whiskey. Can you believe that? We'll catch you next week, my friends.